Check 1, 2. Hello, everybody. It's Dave McKenzie, and Scott Hudson's here. We're about 5 minutes away from the radio pregame. Amy on the camera tonight on the YouTube feed, and it's going to be, Scott, this is going to be fun tonight.
Well, this is a game that a lot of people have looked forward to because this is the first time the two teams have met in the regular season. Of course, 2 years ago, the great playoff game at Carterville, but these two teams separated by 5 miles have not played in the regular season before, but that ends tonight, and I'm sure this is the first of many, many good games between these two teams.
It is going to be fun. Let's see. We got Robert back at the station. That's manning the board there. When you're on the YouTube watching during radio breaks, commercial breaks, you may hear Scott and I talking. You may hear us talking to Robert back at the station. What was that? Outstanding. You may hear the conversation between the studio and us. There's no telling what you'll hear. We'll keep it clean. But thanks for tuning in tonight on YouTube. Hope you enjoy it. It's kind of cool having the video and the audio tied together, and it turned out pretty well. Robert, you there, bud? Hello, Robert. Hello, Robert. Hello, Robert. There you are. Can you give me a test of programming, please? Miller's dressed, so he's going.
Good.
Still nothing yet, bud. There. Okay. Hey, Robert. Is that our open? We rolling? Okay, good. All right, go on and do that right at, go at, actually, I'll tell you what, let's go on and roll. Let's get going. The coach's interview is there. It's ready to go. So that'll be right after our first break. Again, you'll hear me, so. It's dressed. Dressed Herrin, I think is what it's labeled. Okay. All right, bro. Have a good game. Thanks. Let's go. Good evening, everybody. It is Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, where we are in Herrin tonight. Scott, for high school football, and this is a matchup that everybody has been wanting to see during the regular season for years and years. Yeah, the two towns separated by 5 miles, yet nothing could ever be brought to fruition between these two teams. Of course, Carterville in the Black Diamond for many years, then they came over to the River to River a few years ago. Schedules were such that you had contracts with other teams during non-conference games, and just couldn't be worked out. But now it's worked out, and I think it's something we're going to see for a long, long time. And it really wasn't an issue that the teams didn't want it to happen. I don't think it really came down to scheduling, because it's not only Carterville and Herrin, but you've got two other teams because of the schedule mixes that need to be changed. Yeah, I talked to Superintendent Keith Liddell this week, and he told me, he said,
we have been trying to work on this for a long time, but there's some logistics you have to work out. There are some things you have to work out with other teams. You have to try to get out of contracts, which isn't easy. So finally, hopefully everything's worked out, and this will be a staple the second week of every high school football season.
And what a dandy football game we think we have in store for you. Of course, it was last week. Carterville got out of week one against Benton with a 33-6 win. Carterville looked good, really good, for 2 of the 4 quarters. Of course, that game was split over Friday night and Saturday night. The offense got rolling in the first quarter early, scoring on their first 2 possessions, kind of quieted down in the second as that's when the game got interrupted. And then it was really in the fourth when Carterville's offense took over again.
Yeah, we always talk about, start fast, finish strong. And that's exactly what Carterville did, scoring on their first 2 possessions. And then about midway through the third quarter, they had that long, sustained drive that put the game away. And that's what you want to see. The Carterville didn't come out of it, without any mistakes, but there were very few mistakes made. And we talked to Dennis Drust after the game. He was very, very happy with the week 1 victory.
That was the longest drive of the game for the Lions. It was a 10-play drive. It wound up with that 43-yard touchdown run by Harley Vaughn. Not only was it a good long drive, but the moves that Vaughn made on the defender to get into the open there were fantastic, and I hope we get to see more of that tonight against the Herrin Tigers. I think the one thing that Carter, if you're concerned about the Herrin Tigers, the one thing you're worried about is the size on the line. They do have an advantage on the Lions tonight.
Yeah, Herrin does have size on the line, albeit there's not a lot of veterans on that line. They had one of their top offensive linemen last week get hurt. Don't know if he's going to play tonight. But like Carterville, Herrin has some very good skill position players. Carterville's defense will be tested much more tonight than they were against Benton, a team that really had 2 players, Pankey and Page, and that was it. So Carterville's pass defense will be tested tonight. That's where guys like Christian Albert and Luke Ford come into play. Those 2 bookends, they've got to get pressure on Herrin quarterback Jake Downing to make him throw the ball quicker than he wants to.
It's going to be a dandy ball game. Really looking forward to this. I think this is a great litmus test for both teams. Herrin got beat by Waterloo last week. They held an 18-14 lead going into the fourth. Wound up losing, I think, 28-18. And Carterville, they had a nice game against Benton, despite the weather delay that wound up splitting that game up. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale offers a variety of business and personal banking services, including checking accounts, online banking, and mobile banking. For more information, stop by the Carterville Banking Center or visit their website at tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We're going to go on and take our first break of the evening. When we come back, I had a chance to talk to head coach Dennis Drust moments ago, and he's going to talk about these Herrin Tigers and your Carterville Lions. Thanks for listening. You're listening to Lions Football on News Radio WJPF. Let's go on and do the first 2 here, Robert. Do the first 2, go into the coach, and as soon as the coach is done, bring it back to me.
Why don't you sit right there? Sit right there.
Just a few minutes ago, I had a chance to talk to head coach Dennis Drust, and here's our interview. Back here in Herrin, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. Scott, I think the key thing that we take from that interview is what he talked about, consistency from this Lions team.
Yeah, you got to have consistency, and I think he wants to see the running game pound the ball between the Tigers with Max Gray and Brock Tuttle. Tigers had a really tough time last week stopping the run against Waterloo, so I'm sure Coach Druss saw that on film, maybe saw it in person as he was able to scout the game. But consistency on both sides of the ball. And, in a game like this where you got two teams with great skill position players, sometimes it comes down to a penalty, a turnover, and the Lions have got to keep the penalties and turnovers to a minimum.
A week ago against the Benton Rangers, Carterville's running game was in motion. Harley Vaughn winds up with 132 yards, Max Gray 69, Brock Tuttle had 23, and then you had the second team that came in there in the fourth quarter, and they were able to, as a total, rack up 248 yards rushing. And Harley Vaughn, he wound up throwing for, 104 yards passing in that game. So, and that was really the bulk of their offense was in the first quarter and the third quarter, like we talked about.
Yeah, Harley Vaughn, we've talked about him. He's a dual threat, can beat you with his legs, can beat you with his arm. And I'm sure that's something Herrin's going to really be focused on tonight for Carterville's defense. Jake Downen, he's a big quarterback, got a strong arm, but he's not a runner. So if Carterville's defense can get to him, flush him out of the pocket, make him try to throw on the run, or better yet, throw before he wants to, Carterville might be able to come up with some turnovers in this game.
The Herrin Tigers have just come through the giant Tigers head here on the field, and they're at center at the middle of the field there on the logo, and the Carterville Lions are on the far side. They are getting ready to come onto the field. Here they come as they break through the Carterville Lions sign with the cheerleaders. And I tell you what, Scott, this is going to be, I think this is just going to be a dandy ball game tonight.
This is what high school football is all about, the rivalries. And, of course, this is the first time, as we've mentioned tonight, the first time these two teams have played in the regular season. But this is what high school football is all about. This is different than basketball in that a lot of times teams will meet each other 2-3 times depending on if they play during tournaments. This is football. It's one time in the regular season, and who knows? If Carterville gets bumped up to 4A, they make the playoffs. If Herrin makes the playoffs and they're in 4A, these two teams could meet again in the postseason.
The sun is dropping down behind the grandstand here at Herrin. The temperatures are low. Both teams are on the field. And I tell you what, we are just moments away from high school football, exactly like you said, the way it's supposed to be. Here with this cross-county rivalry, just 5 miles separate the two schools. But this is going to be just a fun rivalry to watch in the regular season on the turf, on the pitch here in Herrin. Just a moment away from the national anthem, we're going to go on and take a break as both teams are lining up. And don't forget, you can listen online tonight at WJPF.com. And if you would like to watch the game, we have the live stream going. We've tweeted it out. We've Facebooked it. I think you can search Carterville Lions at Herrin Tigers on YouTube. It's a live feed with the radio broadcast tied in with it. And I hope you enjoy that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have the kickoff. You're listening to Lions Football on News Radio WJPF. Robert, just run commercials till I tell you to bring it back. Thank you. One more. Bring it back after this one.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's varsity game between the Carterville Lions.
Good evening, everybody. It's Dave McKenzie and my partner Scott Hudson. We're at Herrin High School this evening as we are getting ready to kick off this football game between the Carterville Lions and the Herrin Tigers. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships, Ike Honda, Ike Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Herrin Tigers are introducing their starting lineup tonight. Let's talk about the Herrin Tigers, Scott.
Well, I think you start with Jake Down, their starting quarterback. Last year saw very, very little time as a starting quarterback at the varsity level. Most of the times when he came in, he was coming in to take a knee because the Tigers had a big lead. So very little experience, made some mistakes last week. You know, again, when you've got an inexperienced quarterback in there, you want to put as much pressure on him as possible. The running game wasn't very good last week, but they've got two really good receivers in DJ Spell and Jacob Hartline. That's where Carterville's pass defense is going to be tested tonight.
What about the running game?
Running game, Drew Merrill is one of their running backs. His brother, you may remember Chase Merrill, one of the top running backs in Southern Illinois just a couple of years ago. But again, this is a totally inexperienced backfield Herrin brings this year. Normally they have at least 1-2 starters back from the backfield. This year, completely different starting backfield. They're learning the ropes right now, and Carterville may be catching them at the right time.
Last week for your Carterville Lions, it was Harley Vaughn that set the tone for the ball game for the Lions as he wound up with 132 yards rushing. First play from scrimmage, an 80-yard touchdown run, wasn't even touched, and that kind of set the tone for the Lions. And I think against Herrin, Carterville needs to get off to that quick start one more time. Yeah,
Carterville's going to get the ball first. You want to go down and score, obviously, and then put Herrin behind, make them play from behind, but Harley Vaughn, he's the guy. I mean, he runs the show. He's the field general, and there's nothing this young man can't do. Only 5'9", but he's got a great arm, great legs, very deceptive with his ball fakes. He's the cog in this machine.
And let's talk about the Carterville defense. Last week they only gave up 137 yards total offense, and that was the Hamilton, Page, and Pankey, the two big studs for Benton.
Yeah, and I think Carterville's defense kind of the unsung heroes of last week's win because we didn't talk about them as much as the offense, but they at times played that bend but don't break defense. But when they needed a big play, especially from Christian Albert, who had a couple of big sacks in that game, defense always rose to the occasion when they needed that big play.
Also, I need to make a correction from our broadcast last week. There was a 24-yard touchdown pass from Harley Vaughn to Justin Johnson, and not Caleb Vaughn, I think is who I gave it to on the broadcast last week. I went to Justin and on practice Monday said, I'm sorry, I'll do better next week. But
it was our first game too.
And we missed that call. But and his mom sent me a message says, you can tell by his shoes that it's him. It's sparkly. They're sparkly shoes. So we'll keep an eye out on that tonight as the Herrin Tigers are at midfield. We're just a couple of seconds away from kickoff here in Herrin, and this is just, this is so much fun.
It's almost like a playoff atmosphere.
I know.
This is exciting.
Good crowd by both schools here this evening. We knew they would, and I believe the Carterville Lions are going to be moving from right to left on your dial, and they are sporting their brand new white jerseys with the dark lettering. You can see the numbers
I
on
love
this
that.
evening.
I love the numbers.
And we're so happy with that. Herrin in their orange jerseys with the white lettering, the white pants. Carterville in the white jerseys, blue lettering, and the blue pants. So.
Of course, Herrin lost last week at home to Waterloo, coughed up a fourth quarter lead. You know they don't want to go 0-2 to start the season with DuQuoin looming on the horizon, but what a golden opportunity for Carterville to go up 2 on the season, going back home next week against Murfreesboro.
Back deep for the Lions, Cameron Mead wearing number 23, and I believe that is Colin Lazinski that is back now. No, actually, it is Nick Kralis that takes the kick, and he's brought down just across the 25, maybe the 26, and I think that's where we're going to start.
Decent field position for the Lions' first possession of the game. Let's see what the Lions have to offer up. You know, we talked last week, Dave, the big tight end / wide receiver for Carterville, 6'6" Luke Ford, really wasn't in the game plan a lot, but this may be the night where he really is a force.
So there are two receivers split left. That is Caleb Vaughn and Luke Ford. Ford goes into motion. Harley Vaughn is the quarterback, and that is Max Gray in the backfield with him as Harley Vaughn looks to the Carterville sideline. He's ready to go, takes a snap, and he is going to keep it off the right side, tries to get a block, and he's brought down in the backfield. Little no gain, maybe a gain of a yard.
Yeah, nothing there. Tried to cut it back up to the inside, but nothing there. Good pursuit by Herrin's defense to string that play out.
Actually, that was a gain of 1, exactly like we said as they put the ball on the far hash. Carterville moving right to left. They're looking at Coach Dennis Drust, who is on the far sideline, giving instructions. They're bringing 3 receivers back. Nice to see Darian Miller back in the ball game. He took a helmet to the ankle, and it was on the play last week where he dove. The great catch he made on the near sideline, and he was a little gimpy when he got up. But Carterville with the ball, 3 receivers to the left. Carterville kind of out of sorts, it looks like.
Didn't
here.
get the play off.
It's going to be a delay of game.
No, maybe they called timeout.
Delay of game on the Carterville Lions, and I was just saying they kind of look a little bit out of sorts here to start this game.
Yeah, that's you're getting of course they come up to the line of scrimmage, so you've got a lot of time on the play clock. Just didn't get the play in time. Seemed to be a little bit of confusion.
5-yard penalty on the Lions, puts the ball at the 21 as Vaughn hands off to Max Gray. He bangs it right across the middle and only picks up a couple, and that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Lions.
Yeah, 3rd and long, and this is a situation you don't want to get into, this 3rd and long, because then your offense becomes predictable. You like those 3rd and short to where with the Carterville running game, you can run or throw the ball to get a 1st down.
Gain of 2 for the Lions. The ball sets at the 23-yard line. This is a must down for the Lions. It's 3rd and for the ball at the 23, and now another penalty as the flags fly. And
it's going to be on Carterville.
It's going to be on Carterville, and it's going to set them back about 5 yards additional. What's the call here?
Legal procedure.
Legal procedure on the Lions. So it's going to be, instead of 3rd down from the 23, 3rd and 19. That sets them back 5 more yards from the 28. So 3rd down. 3rd down for the Lions. The ball sets at the 19-yard line. Harley Vaughn brings all the receivers to the left side. Max Gray is behind him. Now Darian Miller shifts to the far side. Split out wide. Vaughn takes a snap. He's looking to throw, got pressure in the backfield, and he's brought down. Nice defensive play there by...
That was a flag. I think they're going to get Carterville or Herrin for a face mask.
Trenton Stucker was the one with the tackle on that play.
Yeah, the linebacker Stucker came almost untouched, but let's see what the call is. They may have gotten Vaughn's face mask, and if it is, that's a personal foul and automatic 1st down.
As the officials are still talking right over the ball. The ball sets right now at the 11-yard line. The ref comes to the sideline, and the call is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Herrin Tigers. Man, what a huge break for the Lions this is, as it's going to be an automatic. Is it automatic 1st down?
I think it is an automatic 1st down. Yes, it is. So Carterville with 2 costly penalties in their first 3 plays from scrimmage, but it's the big one, the only one by Herrin so far that gives Carterville a 1st down.
It doesn't, though. It does keep it a 4th down.
Oh, okay.
As they are still 11 yards short, so it's 4th down and 11 to go. 4th and 11 as the Lions are punting, get the ball away, and it hits at about the 43-yard line. Herrin's content just to let it roll, and it rolls dead at the 35-yard line. So Carterville doesn't score on its first possession, but they caught a big break on that. And when we come back, it's going to be Herrin's first possession. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. 30 seconds, just a 30-second here, please. 30-second. Back at Herrin, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson on the first play from scrimmage. It's a gain of about 5 for Herrin, as that is Drew Merrill with the carry.
Yeah, just a little play off right tackle. Gain of about 5.
Second down and 5 for the Herrin Tigers. And I tell you what a big break for Carterville, getting that personal foul on Herrin and being able to punt and put Herrin back in their own territory.
Yeah, it was a big play, even though it didn't result in a first down.
Jake Downen is the quarterback, full backfield for him as they give it to the first man through, and that is Blake Starkweather with the carry, and he picks up enough for a first down.
Yeah, Starkweather, one of the holdovers from last year who saw a lot of action in the backfield. He's the starting fullback for the Tigers. 2 plays for Herrin and a first down.
First down carry as the ball sets at the 45-yard line. Checking into the game, Jake Downen had come and talked to Jason Carnes here on the near sideline. He's back. Herrin comes to the ball. 8:53 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. Jake Downen, the quarterback for the Herrin Tigers. Under center, gives it to the second man through, and that is Merrill, it looks like, with the carry, and he fights his way down close to a first down to just inside the 45 of Carterville, but not enough for a first down.
Well, he broke 2 or 3 tackles right up the middle. Lions have got to do a better job of wrapping Merrill or Starkweather up when they've got the ball, when they run between the tackles.
Second down and 1 for the Herrin Tigers here early in the ball game. 8:13 on the clock as Jake Downen is at the line of scrimmage, and it's first man through is wrapped up. That is Starkweather with the carry, but he's got enough for a first down, and so far Herrin's able to move the ball.
Yeah, they're just nothing fancy, just power football between the tackles, and Downen bobbled the ball a little bit when he turned to hand it off, but Starkweather was able to take it from him and fall forward for a first down.
That's a gain of 2 and enough for first down to move the chains for the Herrin Tigers, and they are just flat running it right up the middle on the Lions right now.
Yeah, the Lions defense is going to have to tighten up a little bit.
Jake Downen at the line of scrimmage for the Tigers. Man in motion. That was Starkweather, but no flag as they give it to the second man through, and that is Drew Merrill with the carry. And it's a gain of about 3 for Herrin. I've called Carterville and Marion here so far. The ball sets at the 42 of Carterville. That was a gain of 2.
Herrin almost got called for illegal procedure, but the player who went forward at the line of scrimmage did the right thing and went in motion to the side.
And he even thought he had caused a penalty. So it's second down and 8 for the Tigers in the backfield. A little confusion as Downen runs into his running back. I believe that was Merrill with the carry, and they kind of banged into each other on the handoff, and fortunately Carterville was there to wrap them up.
Yeah, good job by the Carterville defensive line to kind of bunch everything up in the middle and allow the linebackers to come up and finish the play off. Now Tigers in 3rd and long. Let's see if they go to the air for the first time
last
tonight.
Week we can say that Carterville's defense was bend but don't break, and that would be huge here if they can get a stop as they jump offside, and so that's going to make it a little bit easier. It's going to move the ball forward 5 yards and give Herrin a 3rd and short here with 6:26 showing on the clock in the first quarter.
Herrin's done that many, many times over the last few years, and I can't say I didn't see it coming. But now it makes 3rd and short. So now, I think Herrin was in 4-down territory anyway, but they definitely are now.
The ball rests at the 37-yard line, so it's still going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers. And Carterville needs a big defensive stop right here early. A big play for the Carterville Lions here early in this ball game. Downen takes a snap, gives it to the third man through, and he's got enough for a first down as he bangs down near the 30-yard line. About the 31, I think, is where they're going to mark it. First down, Herrin Tigers.
They keep the drive going and not breaking off any big plays yet, just enough to keep the chains moving.
With the carry, was that McLean Parks with the carry? Was that on that last carry?
Yes, it was.
So it's first down from the 31-yard line for the Tigers. Downing is under center, takes a snap, and he's going to throw. This is his first pass of the game, and he is wrapped up by the Carterville defense, and he throws it away. It's picked off by Carterville at the 36-yard line. What a huge turnover for your Carterville Lions.
What a play.
Wow.
What a play by the Lions, as Downing should have just taken the sack, but instead he threw the ball. And what a play by the Carterville defense, as Downing, again, Downing, an inexperienced quarterback. This is his first real test as a varsity starter, and boy, what a mistake he just made.
Oh, what a huge mistake he made. It's going to be Carterville football. Now, the officials are talking, and I think it's because he was down. When he caught it, he was kind of on his knees. Back a little bit further as they're throwing the beanbag down on the ground at the
no, they're going to give it back to Herrin. They're going to say Downing's knee was on the ground.
Oh, I totally disagree with that call.
Yeah,
what a terrible call by the officials. He was standing up and still moving his feet.
He was
when
not.
He threw that ball.
And Carterville
If that's the case, I strongly disagree with this call.
Well, Herrin may have caught a break.
And Dennis Drust is fired up on the far sideline, as he should. If this is what they're going to do and they're going to give the ball back to Herrin, this is a terrible call, as Downing was still moving his feet in the backfield as was wrapped up defensively by the Lions.
Yeah, just a bad call, and unfortunately in high school football you don't have replay. So Herrin catches a huge break.
Wow, that is unbelievable. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. Over 30 years, certified York dealer and services all brand. Call 985-2502. It's Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. Still no specific signal for. Here's the call.
First down, Carterville.
It's Herrin football.
No,
wow.
It's Carterville football.
Oh,
he
they're
just
giving it
motioned
to Carterville.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what was called there. I don't know.
This is the way it should be, though.
This is the right call.
This is the right call.
But I wonder at what point after they motioned Herrin ball did they come up to the conclusion that it was Carterville's?
I can't answer that.
I'm as confused as anybody.
Believe me, when you see the replay on this is the right call. As Harley Vaughn gives it to Max Gray, he bangs out across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Short gain for Carterville. I'm so glad they got that right.
Well, it's the right call. I just don't know how they came to that call after everything that happened.
I don't either. 2nd down and 9 from the. That's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Lions. The ball rests at the 41. It was a gain of 2. Harley Vaughn takes the snap, and he's going to keep it, get off of the right side. He's across the 45, and he's brought down short of the first down at about the 47-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down for the Lions.
And Harley at 5'9" is so hard to see once he gets behind his blockers. Defense looking around, all they can see maybe is the top of a helmet. But this 3rd and short for Carterville. This is their biggest 3rd down of the game.
That was a gain of 5 by Harley Vaughn, so it's 3rd down and 3. The ball rests at the 46-yard line as Vaughn gives it to the first man through, and he's brought down. Great defensive play by the Herrin Tigers there to bring him up short of a first down.
Well, the Tiger linebackers are just shooting the gaps right now. They're not even worrying about the pass, and the Carterville offensive line has got to get off the snap a lot quicker, and Carterville's going to have to punt.
No gain for that carry by Max Gray. So it's 4th down and 3 for Carterville. 4:10 showing on the clock here in the first quarter, and Carterville is going to kick away. Trying to get the number. Is that number 11?
I think it is.
Number 11 for Carterville. That is Caleb Vaughn that kicks, and oh, what a beautiful kick as the ball hits just outside the 20-yard line. Herrin's going to let it bounce, and it is going to come to a stop. That is a great kick by Caleb Vaughn there to drive Herrin back.
Well, he angled the ball towards the sideline, so it made it difficult for the deep back to return it. So Carterville pins Herrin deep in their own territory.
The ball sets at the 13-yard line of the Herrin Tigers. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. It's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. On a Friday night football in Williamson County, it's the first regular season matchup between the Carterville Lions and the Herrin Tigers on the football field, and glad we can be here. It's 1st and 10 for Herrin Tigers. Jake Downen in the backfield, and first man through, I believe that's Merrill with the carry, and he gets enough for a first down. He is just banging through the line here early in this game.
Well, Carterville's defensive line had a nice surge, but they couldn't find the ball carrier, and the linebackers couldn't make the stop, and Max Gray, the safety, had to come up and stop him after a 10-yard gain.
That carry by Merrill was an 11-yard gain, so it's enough for a first down with 3.5 left here in the opening quarter. No score so far, as we've had one turnover on the last possession by Herrin. That was an interception by Downen. So Downen gives the ball on the outside to the running back through the far side. He's out across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Going to bring up second down for the Tigers.
Yeah, second and about 8. 3 minutes to go here in the first. No score on a beautiful September evening.
It is. It absolutely is. Temperatures, game time, probably about 75 degrees. Downen takes the snap, and he gives it to the first man through. Nice tackle there by the Carterville Lions at the feet. That was number 6. That was Starkweather with the carry.
Ryan
he was dropped
Gaddis.
right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, linebacker Ryan Gaddis came up with a nice stop, hit him low, and it brings up 3rd and about 6.
3rd and 6. The ball sets at the 29-yard line. 2:28 now in the 2:20 left here in the opening quarter. Downen looking to throw, drops back, looks pressure. He steps up into the pocket. He's going to keep it, tucks and rolls, and he runs out across the 40-yard line. That's enough for a first down. That's a great play by Jake Downen.
Well, Downen made the smart decision as he didn't try to throw the ball into coverage, and he just tucked it and ran. And he's mobile. He's not a running quarterback, but he got to the outside and picked up the first down.
Carries the ball out to the 41-yard line, as that's a 12-yard carry for Jake Downen, enough for a first down with 2 minutes left here in the opening quarter. And once again, Herrin is driving the ball up the field on the Lions.
Lions defense needs to stiffen a little bit here.
1st and 10 for the Herrin Tigers. Downen under center, takes a snap, first man through, gives it, and just plows his way forward, wrapped up by a bunch of Carterville Lions, and he's brought down short of the 45. Short gain for Herrin.
Caleb Vaughn in on the tackle, along with Cole Landon. But they got 5 yards, and the Lions want to put the Tigers into 3rd and long situations, and the Tigers have been getting good yards on first down.
Gain of 4 for the Tigers. Jake Downen looks near side to head coach Jason Carnes for some instruction, and he gives it to the second man through. That is Gosha with the carry, and he's spun around and brought down just inside the 50-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 48.
Yeah, Cole Landon in on another tackle for Carterville. Interesting to see here. 3rd down, if the Tigers don't get it, are they in 4-down territory? I would think they would probably go for it because they're at midfield, but
and they're moving the ball.
Yeah. So let's see if Carterville can get a big stop here.
Clock is winding its way to 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. It is 3rd and 2 as Herrin is able to get out across. I believe that was Starkweather with the carry, and he carries it across the 50, enough for a first down. They're moving the chains. First down for the Tigers.
And this is one thing Herrin could not do last week against Waterloo, is run the football, and they had to go to the air probably more than they wanted to. Tigers have only actually tried 2 passes tonight. Of course, one was intercepted, and the other down and just tucked it and ran for a first down.
So it is 1st and 10. The ball sets at the 46-yard line. Downen under center, takes a snap that gives it to the 3rd man through. That is Merrill with the carry, and he fights his way down near the 40-yard line. And that's another big running game for the Herrin Tigers with 3 seconds left, and that is going to end the first quarter. So we've played one. There's no score. Nothing settled yet. We'll be back. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Just a 60-second break here. 60 seconds. Thanks to everybody watching online on our YouTube stream. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah, Loopers. Hello, everybody at Loopers. Appreciate that. Happy we finally got things going tonight the right way. Back at Herrin High School, it's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson as we are going to the second quarter with no score. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Crystal's Catering and more than you expected, more memorable for your guests. Visit crystalgoodfood.com for more information. As both teams are back out on the field and Herrin continues to roll with the ball offensively.
Doing a good job of beating the Lions defensive line off the ball.
The ball sets at the 40-yard line, 2nd and 4. Gosha is the carry, and he's wrapped up by Carterville Lions. That is Zach Liddell that brings him down as we start the second quarter here. And Herrin is moving the ball.
3rd and short for the Tigers. Yeah, one thing these drives are doing for Herrin, Dave, even though they don't have any points, is keeping Carterville's offense on the sideline. Carterville only 2 possessions so far in this first half.
So Herrin has the ball, and offensively, it's been all Herrin here in the first quarter. But Carterville, again, that bend but don't break defense that they have, and so far as we have a timeout called by Herrin, as Coach Jason Carnes doesn't like something he sees. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Lions Football on News Radio WJPF. Back in Herrin, it's Dave McKenzie as Herrin pops off another long run and enough for a first down as Jace Gosa carries the ball there, and they are just moving the ball.
Yeah, again, not breaking off any big plays, but enough to keep the chains moving, and they're eating up the clock, and they're keeping Carterville's offense on the sideline.
This is the 12th play of this drive for the Herrin Tigers, and they are moving it right between the hashes. They're not taking it outside. They are telling Carterville, you're going to have to stop us. And so far, Carterville hasn't been able to do so. As the pitch back to Gosha, he gets it to the outside, and he's wrapped up by the Carterville Lions at the 25-yard line, and then a late flag comes flying in, and that is going to be on. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct
on Carterville, I think.
They're talking to Carterville, so it's going to be against Herrin, I do believe, and that's going to bring that back. And so it's unsportsmanlike. Offsetting. It's against Carterville. And not sure what that last signal was. I know what it is in slang, but
I have no idea. I guess he's ejected.
That is an ejection. Caden Hundley, number 53, it appears he has his helmet off and he goes to the sideline, and So that's not what you need to see. Caden Hundley, one of the big dogs for the Lions. 6'1", 194 senior, but he has been ejected from this game. And now Herrin has the ball at the 12-yard line, and we've got another timeout. And Coach Dennis Stress is going to talk to his guys and tell them they need to settle down. I didn't see what happened on the play, but they were quick and decisive on the toss of Hundley.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened in the pile after the tackle, but obviously something that you can't do by IHSA rules as Hundley gets tossed. So Carterville's defense, which has, again, not given up a big play yet, now loses one of their better defensive players. So somebody's going to have to come in and fill that role for the Lions on this drive in the rest of the game. Things have not gone well for the Lions in this first half. Again, only 2 possessions by the Lions offense, as they have not gotten a first down in this game yet. Herrin has moved the ball, but they're yet to get into the end zone.
Well, there's no telling what happened down there, but they were very, like I said, they were quick with the hook on Hundley, and there was no argument from Drust. Hundley didn't stop and talk to Dennis Drust on the way to the sideline either.
And that means that Hundley will not be able to play next week either.
That's exactly right. So he gets a game suspension for that as well. 10:49 left here in the second quarter. Herrin is driving the ball at the 12 as it's the second man through. Went for the fake on that one, Scott. But it was, I believe that was.
Yeah, I think the left side of the Herrin offensive line moved before the snap. So that'll move the Tigers back 5 yards.
It does. And it's going to be second down and 15. The ball at the 17-yard line.
Oh, for a turnover here. How big would that be?
That would be huge. That would be huge if Carterville could somehow get a stop here. And I didn't see who came in to replace Hundley. I think it may be James Gunn that comes in, the sophomore, and he's totally capable of making some big stops as it's the first man through. That is Gosha that carries it. He falls across the 15-yard line, and it's going to bring up third down for Herrin.
Herrin really doesn't have a kicking game, so they'll probably go for it on fourth down.
Second and 1 from the 15. 10:21 remaining here in the first half. Second and 11 now as Downen gets the pitch out to Merrill. Merrill gets to the outside, and he's wrapped up. Nice job defensively by the Carterville Lions to bring him down short of the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Luke Ford and Caleb Vaughn both in on that tackle as they sealed off the outside, and that brings up third and long.
It's going to be third down and 10. The ball rests at the 14-yard line, so it was just a gain of 1 on the pitch to the far side. The ball sets just inside the right hash. Herrin is moving right to left in their orange jerseys this evening. 9:40 showing on the clock. This could be a huge stop for the Lions here as we have timeout. Teams want to talk about it. It's on Carterville's defense. They want to get together. We're going to take a break as well. You're listening to Lions football on NewsRadio WJPF. $60 here, buddy, 60. Back in Herrin, it's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, where Herrin Tigers are driving. This is the 15th play of this drive, Scott, and they've taken it basically right up the middle of that defensive line for the Carterville Lions.
This is where Carterville's defense might be wary of a play-action pass. Third and a little over 10 yards. Downen's got the arm. He's got some talented receivers. Let's see. Yeah, he's going in the shotgun.
The ball sets at the 14-yard line. This is really, I think, the first play. Downen came from the shotgun, and he is looking to throw. Looks left, looks left, looks left. And he's brought down. Nice catch by Herrin's, that is Ty Downing, his brother, Jake Downing's brother.
Short gain.
But it's a short gain, so it's 4th down for the Herrin Tigers. The ball sets at the 10, so it was a gain of 4. It's 4th and 6. Now 9-10, so Carterville needs a big stop here. This would be a huge stop for the Lions if they can get this. Downing is going to run from the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 spread to the right. Downing takes the snap, pressure up the middle, takes it to the outside. He's going to try and run it, and he is brought down short of a first down, and that's a huge turnover, a change of possession for the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, Carterville's defense, the bend but don't break guys. Downing tucked the ball quickly. He didn't see what he liked in the end zone, so he decided to go off the right side. And the Carterville defense, with great pursuit, brings him down just short of a first down.
At the 5-yard line is where the ball sets, and that's where Carterville is going to take over. And what a huge stop defensively. And just like last week, it was a bend but don't break. We talked about it, and they did a nice job.
And give credit to Carterville's defensive backs as well. Downing couldn't find an open receiver, so he had to tuck the ball and run.
Yes, he did. So Carterville has it with 8:50. 1st and 10 from the 5. As the handoff to the Lions, it's a short gain, maybe a gain of about 2. I didn't see who it was. I'm assuming Max Gray.
I think it's Max Gray, yeah.
With the carry. Gain of about 2 for the Lions. It's going to bring up 2nd down. And actually, officially, it's a gain of 1. So it's 2nd and 9. The ball sets at the 6-yard line. Carterville with the football. Harley Vaughn from the shotgun gives it to Max Gray. Max Gray off the left side. If he can get one block, he's got enough for a first down, and he's over on the sideline. Finally, the first down for the Carterville Lions in this ball game.
And it came on
without
a run.
a penalty.
Yeah, it came on a run to the outside. The Lions have been trying to run everything between the tackles. They break Gray to the outside. He gets a big first down, and more importantly, gives the offense a little bit of room to maneuver.
Gets the ball out to the 22-yard line. So Carterville sends 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Harley Vaughn from the shotgun. Max Gray, actually that's Brock Tuttle, I believe, in there. And he carries it, dives forward for a short gain, maybe a gain of about 2. But that defensive stop by the defense, man, that can really give your offense a boost.
Well, Carterville had no momentum at that point. All the momentum was on the Tiger side. And, yeah, that should rejuvenate the Carterville offense. We haven't seen Harley Vaughn go to the air much tonight. Let's see if the Carterville offense opens up with a little bit of room to maneuver here.
Gain of 3 for the Lions on the last play. Brock Tuttle takes the handoff, falls forward, tripped up at the 25-yard line, picks up a couple more. And that's going to bring up 3rd down for Carterville.
Yeah, an ankle tackle. If Tuttle doesn't get tripped up at the near the line of scrimmage, I think he has a first down and maybe more.
Ball sets at the 27-yard line. That was a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 4 for the Lions. Harley Vaughn, 2 receivers spread to the right. 1 out far to the left. He swings the pass near side to Alex Griffin. The ball's on the ground, but Carterville falls on it as that was Caleb Bond that falls on the ball for Carterville. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Big play by Herrin defensively.
Yeah, Jace Gosher read the play. It was a screen, but he beat the defender and got there the same time the ball did. And Alex Griffin had nowhere to go but on the turf.
So Carterville is going to punt away. Caleb Vaughn is set to punt. Back, 1 man back deep for the Herrin Tigers here. 6:15 remaining in the second quarter as Vaughn shanks the punt. It comes to the track here, and they're probably going to mark that at about the 40-yard line. 41-yard line, and that is where the Herrin Tigers are going to take over in Carterville territory with 6:10 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, after the big stop by Carterville's defense, offense gets 1 first down and then goes 3 and out, and then the shank punt gives Herrin great field position with 6:10 to go here in the second quarter.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville Spirit Letter on West Plaza Drive, now offering in-house embroidery, proudly supporting the hometown Lions. Herrin with the football. The ball sets at the 41-yard line. 6:10 on the clock here in the second quarter. As Downen takes a snap, throws it across the middle. It's caught at the 35-yard line. Nice pass and nice reception. And that was caught by Jacob Hartline on the reception.
Little slant pattern. Ball almost knocked down by Ford, the defensive end.
That was a gain of 6 for the Herrin Tigers. 5:45 on the clock. Now you can see that Downen, he's taken most of the snaps here recently from the shotgun. So in the first quarter, he was under center the entire time. As he keeps it, he's wrapped up, brought down inside to 35, a gain of about 1, we'll call it. So that's going to be third down and 3 from the 34.
Yeah, he doesn't see anything downfield he likes. So after that bad pass in the first quarter that led to an interception, Downen's a little hesitant to throw the ball. He's more apt to just take the ball and run it himself.
Third down and 3 from the 34. Downen from the shotgun once again. 2 receivers to the left. He gives it to Jace Gosha off the left side, and he's wrapped up at the 20. Big first down for the Herrin Tigers.
Well, when you go into the shotgun, the Tigers, when they've been in the shotgun, they've thrown on every play. So you spread the Lions defense out a little bit, and if you get good blocking at the line of scrimmage, you can get a guy to find a hole and make a big gain.
First down for the Herrin Tigers as they put the ball at the 20-yard line. Man, he was quick. Jace is really quick with that first step, Jace Gosha. So it's 1st and 10, 4:45 on the clock here in the second quarter. Herrin moving the ball as Downen throws it, and it's caught at the 10-yard line, the 15-yard line. And
no flag.
No flag. The Herrin fans wanting to flag. I didn't see what happened. I put my head down for just a second.
Yeah, he came up and hit him late after the play was over. Could have thrown the flag, but the official, it wasn't anything that was flagrant. But there could have been a flag thrown, but the officials kept the flag in their pocket.
They marked the ball at the 14. It's 2nd and 4 now for Jake Downen and the Herrin Tigers from the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, and he's looking to throw, He's going to keep it, and he's wrapped up right at the 15-yard line, and he falls forward, maybe another short gain. Going to bring up 3rd down for the Tigers.
Yeah, this is where the Tigers have been very good between the 20s, but once they get inside the 20, they kind of bog down. I'll give Carterville's defense some credit for that happening. Again, the Carterville's defense, which has been out there, it seems like the entire first half, is going to be asked yet again to come up with a couple of big stops.
Well, Downen, we know he can throw. We know that he can throw the ball, but you have to give, like you said earlier, credit to the D-backs for Carterville as their good coverage. And, man, a nice job defensively by the Lions on the running back for the Herrin Tigers. It was just wrapped up short of the first down, and that's going to bring up 4th down here with just over 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Another big play here coming up in this game for both teams. I would expect Carterville's got to be expecting the hard count to try to draw them off sides.
Absolutely. So there's 4th down, 2 to go. Ball sets at the 12-yard line. We'll say it again. Big stop needed by the Carterville Lions as Downen is under center. Gives it to the first man through. That's enough for a first down for the Herrin Tigers, and we've got a penalty in the backfield. And that's probably going to be another personal foul. And it looks like it'd be another personal foul on the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get Darian Miller for something. Although they could call it both ways. Let's see what the call is. Well, the officials are getting together.
They're talking about it. This is going to be the 8th play of this drive coming up for Herrin, as they still haven't marked the ball. The ref comes out, personal foul against the Herrin Tigers, personal foul against Carterville. So like you said, it's offsetting. The ball will stay where it's at, but that was enough for a Herrin first down And they are now
First and goal.
Inside the 10, first and goal. 2:39 showing on the clock here in the first half. Herrin has the football inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. First and 10 for the Herrin Tigers.
First and goal for the Tigers. From the Carterville.
First and goal. Jake Downing came near side while officials were sorting that out. Has this play, brings his Herrin Tigers to the line of scrimmage. As it's the give to the third man, and nice job defensively. That is, I didn't catch the number on
James Gunn, the big sophomore. He just blew through the offensive line and said, hello.
I'm telling you, he is tough.
And he's quick for a big guy. I mean, he was in the backfield not long after the running back got the handoff.
That was a loss of 2 for the Tigers, bringing up second down and 12. The ball is just outside the 10-yard line. As it's the give to the first man through, he bounces off a guy, tries to get outside, and he loses a couple of yards. As defensively for the Lions, Brock Tuttle brings him down in the backfield. Nice defensive stand right here by the Lions.
Yeah, nice job by Tuttle. Unfortunately, he lost his helmet, so he has to come out for a play.
As he goes to the far side, he didn't take it off. It came off unintentionally.
And I think you've got to come out for a play if your helmet comes off.
So 1:21 showing on the clock here in the first half. Herrin driving again. This is the 10th play of the drive. It's going to bring up third down and 14. The ball at the 14. First and goal, I think, is the best. We have to say
first
that,
and goal from the 14.
1:21.
Third and goal, excuse me.
Yes, third and goal. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by, let's see here. Which one do we need to do? Ike Family Dealerships. We got a bunch we got to get to. Game it's brought to you by Ike Family Dealerships. Ike Honda, Volkswagen, and Marion, proud supporters of Carterville Lions. Also brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale is proud to be locally owned and operated community bank. And stop by and visit their friendly and professional staff at the Carterville Banking Center, 200 West Plaza Drive, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Just a minute 21 until we get to halftime. But Herrin has the football. It's the 11th play of the drive for the Tigers. Jake Downing from the shotgun. The ball sets at the 14-yard line. And he's looking to throw. He's going to keep it. Nice job defensively. They get a hold of him. The Lions do, and they bring him down. What a big loss for the Herrin Tigers, and nice job by the Lions.
Again, the pass defense, and I'm talking about the defensive backs. Great coverage from about the 5-yard line all the way into the end zone. Downing had nobody to throw to, and he's not willing to take a chance on one of his big receivers in the end zone to go up and get the ball. He's just tucking it and not going to throw it. And now it's fourth and goal from about the 15-yard line.
I think it was Zach Liddell that got a hold of him, the 6'2", 227 junior, that was able to grab hold of him and bring him down at the line of scrimmage. It's fourth. Actually, it was a loss of 1, so it's 4th and 15 from the 15. 4th and goal. Downing looking to throw once again. Look to throw. Nobody's open, and they get a hold of him, and he throws it away. And that is going to be intentional grounding.
Yeah.
Carterville football.
That's intentional grounding.
Wow, what a big play. Where did the Carterville defensive line come from? It's like they woke up from a nap.
Well, I think they made some adjustments. They had to. And Ford, I believe it was Ford on that left side, he's the one that disrupted the whole play. Downing couldn't find anywhere to go, and he just had to take it. And Ford, I believe it was Ford on that side, just made the play of the night for Carterville. I don't know what they're discussing. It was intentional grounding.
No question about the grounding. Personal, no.
Seriously? Roughing the passer? Wow.
Personal foul against the Carterville Lions for roughing the
Wow.
passer. I don't know where it happened.
This is football, fellas.
First step,
Wow.
that's going to push the ball.
Unbelievable
enough.
call. You got to be kidding me.
I didn't see it. I don't know.
Wow.
I thought he threw the ball away. and
Unbelievable call. That was horrible.
I don't know what it is. It's 4th down.
They call roughing the passer.
4th down. The ball sets at the 8-yard line.
Wow.
And I don't know where the call. He wasn't even put on the turf. He was standing on his feet. At least I didn't see him go to the turf.
Well, if
they wrapped him up, and after he
if
throws
they're going to
the
do
ball
that, put a red jacket on him so he can't hit him.
I don't know. Missed it. So we'll have to go there. We have timeout on the field. 57 seconds left here in the first half, as Herrin is going to hang on to the ball somehow with a penalty, a personal foul penalty. Should have been an intentional grounding penalty.
Wow. I cannot believe what I just saw. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
.57 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson. Well, there's been some controversy in this first half. They're saying it was roughing the passer. He had already got rid of the ball. I don't know how it's roughing the passer if he's already got rid of the ball.
Well, he was already wrapped up when he had the ball, so he threw it as he's being thrown to the ground.
Exactly.
That cannot be roughing the passer. That is horrible.
I don't know. We'll see here. It's 1st down and goal. The ball sets at the 8-yard line with 57 seconds left. Downen takes the snap, gives it to Gosha on the far side. He's wrapped up defensively at the 10. He didn't gain anything. As a matter of fact, he lost yards. It's 2nd down and 10, or 2nd and goal from the 10. As the clock continues to roll, under 40 seconds here in the second half. Downen at the line of scrimmage, looking for a play. Oh, they tried the fake as it's
that didn't work.
Drew Merrill that takes a snap, and Carterville snuffs it out. They were all over that. And what happened was Downen came to the sideline like he didn't have a play, looking for the play from the coach. They go on and snap it to Merrill. He takes it off the right side. Carterville just sees it coming and brings him down for a loss, as we have 26 seconds left here in the first half. And Jason Carnes is not a happy camper on the near side as we have timeout being called. We're going to take another break, too. 26 seconds left here in the first half. You're listening to Lions Football on News Radio WJPF. Back in Herrin as the Herrin Tigers down and throws to the outside. It's incomplete in the end zone. And that is going to bring up another 4th down and goal now from the 11-yard line. Wonder what penalty Herrin can get called to where they get possession retained here. As there's 22 seconds left in the first half. 2 huge penalties that go Herrin's way in this first half. But Carterville's defense, you've got to give them credit. They have made the stop as it's 4th and 11. Downen looks to throw, lobs it up to the outside. It's no good, and Carterville holds once again. It's going to be Carterville football. 17 seconds left. Were there any flags on that?
No flags on the play that I see.
I don't see
Carterville's defense is held again. So no worse for the wear. The Lions get the ball back, and I'm sure they'll just take a knee.
With 17 and a half seconds left here in the first half. And, man, let me tell you what huge defensive stands by the Carterville Lions, and they just turned it on here the last 4, 5, 6 plays defensively. That interior line defensively did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I think so, Dave. And remember, Herrin went to the spread, and they kind of got away from what was
moving the ball,
and that was running the ball. Herrin got away from that, started throwing the ball a little bit more, and Carterville is going to head into halftime 0-0.
As Harley Vaughn is out there in the backfield. That is Max Gray behind him from the shotgun. He's just going to take a knee, and that's how we are going to end the first half with no score. An entertaining ball game. I got to say, an entertaining ball game. Can't wait to see the replay of the game tonight. When we get home.
Yeah. This. If somebody would have told me before the game that at halftime these two teams would be scoreless at half, I'd say there's no way.
I agree.
Both teams just have too many weapons, but both defenses have played well, especially Herrin's defense. Carterville hasn't done nothing on offense so far, but again, the bend but don't break boys. The Carterville defense came up big when they had to, when Herrin had the ball in the red zone.
I promise you that Dennis Trust is very happy that his defense stepped up, because Carterville, like you said, Carterville's offense could not get anything going, and so we're going to start off. It's an even ball game as we go to the half, and the second half should be exciting. My name is Dave McKenzie. It's Scott Hudson, my partner here this evening. We're at the half, and at some point during halftime, I think Brett Dial is going to come up and talk with us, as next week at Carterville is going to be a big evening, as it's going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary, and hopefully we're going to get him up here to talk with us for a couple of minutes. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get going with the halftime show. You're listening to Lions Football on NewsRadio WJPF. Make this a 90 here, Robert. Make it a 90.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment.
Welcome back to Herrin, where it's Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson. It's halftime here, Scott. And, man, what a first half. And I didn't think the officials would play as big a part in the game as what they have so far.
Well, fortunately, that it hasn't affected the score, because Carterville's defense is really stiffened inside the red zone. They've done a great job. Obviously, they made some adjustments. Herrin, again, as we talked before we took the break, Herrin's offense was doing well running the ball, especially between tackles, and they kind of got away from that, went to the shotgun, started throwing the ball a little bit more. But in the second half, Carterville's offense has to be better. They have to get some momentum. They have to get field position. And they got to put a long drive together and get some points and keep Herrin's offense over on the sideline, because as long as Carterville's defense was on the field in the first half, and I know it's a nice night for high school football, but you're going to get tired, and if your defensive players are on the field for a long time in the first half, it could affect you in the fourth quarter. So Carterville's offense, they got to get it going.
They need to get it going. Now, it's very possible one touchdown could win this game. The way things have gone in the first half, who's going to get the first touchdown? And now Herrin is going to get the ball to open up the second half.
Right.
And like you said just moments ago, they've got away with what was working for them in that first quarter. They moved the ball great in the first quarter. They had that full house backfield, and they ran it right square up the middle. But you know what? After the Carterville player was Caden Hundley was tossed, and then you see James Gunn come in. That's when things changed for the Lions defensively.
Yeah, I think Carterville kind of got fired up after Hundley got tossed out of the game, and Herrin's offense was good between the 20s. Once they got in the red zone, they really couldn't do much. I think part of that is, inexperience at running back, inexperience at quarterback. Down in their quarterback, when he got the snap, if he didn't find a receiver within the first 2 or 3 seconds, he tucked the ball and he was going to run. He wasn't going to look at 1 or 2 receivers. If his main receiver wasn't open, he's running it.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carterville, their Carterville Banking Center, now offering the convenience of mobile banking. Stay connected on the go with the Bank of Carbondale's mobile banking app. For information on the features of mobile banking and how to enroll, visit the website, tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Looking at some of the other scores at the half, it's Marion taking on Dunlap, and they are tied at 7. Nashville leads Massac 13-0. That's at the half. It's AJ leading their game this evening 6-0 at the half. And I think that is who is AJ playing this evening? I believe they are taking. I didn't write that down. For some reason, I didn't write down that score, but they are leading 6-0.
And at Jonesboro's at Murfreesboro.
At Murphy. And, of course, Murphy, week 1 lost last week to Carbondale. Now, Carbondale's game was postponed, if you haven't heard. They had a big water main break in Carbondale today. Closed schools early today. And so they had to postpone their game until tomorrow night. 7 o'clock is the kickoff in Carbondale.
Well, they'll have the high school football scene all to themselves tomorrow night, so a lot of people can go over there if they want to catch some more high school football. Still got a half of football here. This should be an exciting second half. I think, for Carterville, what kind of adjustments are they going to make at halftime? What did the coaching staff at Carterville see up here next to us that they can make some adjustments and try to keep that Carterville offense on the field more? And of course, we talked about it, the Carterville defense. When they needed a big play, just like last week, when they needed a big play, they came up with a big play, kept Tigers out of the end zone, and we're unbelievably to me, no score here at half.
I'm equally as shocked that there's no points hanging on the board here. It has been a defensive battle for both teams, and both teams are fighting the officials as well as I'm still. It's hard to get an explanation from people that are up here simply because we got the headsets on. We're trying to tell what's going on. But they called roughing the passer on Carterville. On the play, Jake Downen rolled to his right. His receivers were tied up. Nice job defensively. Then one of the linemen for Carterville gets a hold of him, and as he grabs hold of him, he throws the ball into the ground. It wasn't an incomplete pass. I mean, they could have called an incomplete pass, but it was intentional. He was throwing the ball away. Well, he's dead.
Yeah, I thought when I saw the flag, my first thought was they're going to call intentional grounding because he was in the grasp of the defender. But they called roughing the passer, which, believe me, everybody here and 90% of the people up here are Herrin fans or Herrin broadcasters. They couldn't believe the call either. And I saw Dennis Strust over on the far sideline. He was irate. But after all is said and done, Herrin didn't score on that drive, and we're still tied at half.
I guess I'll try to get my blood pressure back in line because the point's moot now. As you said, there's no score. It felt like a big hurt on the Lions at the time, but it turns out defensively they step right up. They stop the Herrin Tigers as they had the ball first and goal from the 9-yard line and never let them pass that point. And a nice job defensively. And last week they get the shutout against Benton. The first string defense did a fantastic job, and got to give it to them. Again, there's not any points hanging on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and I think you'll probably see a little bit more of James Gunn, the 6', 310-pound sophomore lineman for Carterville. He came in and made an outstanding play when the Tigers had the ball in the red zone. I think his big body, you got to have somebody to clog up that middle if Herrin's going to try to run the ball between the tackles.
Let me tell you something about James Gunn. He's 310 pounds. He's quick.
Yes.
He's quick. And I can tell you, I know that Luke Ford has gone up against him defensively, and his dad told me that Luke said the thing about going up against James Gunn is not only is he quick, it takes a while to get around him, you know. And
he takes up a lot of space.
He takes a lot of space, and so defensively, that interior line, defensive line for the Carterville Lions just did a fantastic job there to close out the first half. The Herrin Tiger Band, Marching Tigers, are on the field here at halftime. It's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you're listening to us on NewsRadio WJPF, online at WJPF.com, or if you are watching our stream on the YouTube here this evening as we have no score and we are at halftime. Let's go on. Go ahead.
One thing I think we need to see from Carterville, Dave, in the second half, if possible, the Lions need to get their skill position players involved more in the offense. Darian Miller, Luke Ford, the guys that can really cause mismatch problems for Herrin's defense. Get those guys out in open space. Let them go one-on-one and see if they can break a big one.
I was hoping that we were going to have the chance to talk to Brett Dial, so you and I will talk about it.
Okay.
Next Friday night, the Carterville Lions return home to take on the Murfreesboro Red Devils. But it is going to be a big night for the Lions as they are going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Class 3A championship team coming up next Friday night.
It's, you know, I remember that year because a lot of people thought Carterville was going to be in 2A. Then when the pairings came out and they got bumped up to 3A, Carterville fans like, oh man, you got to be kidding me. We're going up in 3A. You know, maybe a little bit too big of a mountain to climb. But they beat Herrin in the first round of the playoffs. Then I think it was Murfreesboro, Massac, and then DuQuoin in the semifinals. And that's kind of rare now that you would see a team from the South play three other teams from the South all the way through the semifinals. That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
But what a run. And then they get to state, and they cap off a remarkable season that will be remembered by all Southern Illinois.
It's going to be a great time, and I know Brett Dial has been working hard. There are players, former players, that are coming in from around the country to take part in the festivities that are going to go on Friday night. And if you were able to watch that championship team 20 years ago, this would be a great evening for you to come out and watch the Carterville Lions. That is next Friday night, and we'll get all the details and get them posted on our Facebook, our websites, and on everything this week with all the details. But it's going to be a good time, and I know Brett's really looking forward. We'll take another break. When we come back, we're going to return to second half action. There's no score between the Herrin Tigers and your Carterville Lions. You're listening to Lions Football on News Radio WJPF. Go on and run them out here, Robert, these three. Look at that. Everybody watching online on the YouTube, thank you. Appreciate it. Miss Amy on the camera tonight. She's the one that put the big halftime. Welcome back to Herrin High School. It's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson this evening as the Herrin Tigers are the first team back on the field. And, of course, there's a mandatory 3-minute stretching period that they'll have to get in. I think I see the Lions walking out of the field house from their locker room to the south. And as we are getting ready to kick off play here in the second half. I think everybody would be surprised that this is a scoreless game going into the second half, Scott, and it's an opportunity for Carterville's offense to get on track and get moving.
I think if you could describe the first half for each team, for Herrin, it has to be frustration. They dominated play. They dominated time of possession, got in the red zone 2 or 3 times and came up empty. For Carterville, there's got to be a sigh of relief that you're not behind at half and you didn't play well offensively, and you know you've got the skill position players to be a little bit better. So I think frustration on the Herrin side. Carterville side said, you know what, it's a brand new game. Really need to get off the field quickly and hopefully get good field position to start their first possession.
Well, and I'll tell you how good the defense was for Carterville at the end of that first half is Herrin Tigers tried the old, I don't know what you call it, the old fakeroo on the Lions as quarterback Jake Downen turned around and started walking toward head coach Jason Carnes with his hands in the air like, what's the play? And then Herrin does the old quick snap to Merrill, who tries to take it off, and Carterville is waiting on him and actually brought him down for a loss of 2. And so hopefully now you can see that the stands, the defensive stands that the Carterville Lions made maybe will spur on that offensive line and the offensive team, and Carterville can start moving the ball and put some pressure offensively on the Herrin Tigers.
I expect Herrin to go back to the running game. You know, again, Jake Downen, his first year of varsity action, he looks a little rattled at times. He's not sure of what decision to make, where to throw it to a player that's covered and maybe let one of his tall receivers try and make a play. Instead, he's pulled the ball down and run with it. So I expect him to go back to the run a little bit more. And, of course, we talked about the big sophomore for Carterville, James Gunn, 6 foot, 310. And as you mentioned, Dave, very quick for a big man. I expect Mr. Gunn to maybe play a big role in this second half.
I think so as well. And, you know, you talk about Jake Downen. Let's give some credit to the deep backs, the defensive backs for Carterville, because it didn't look like there was anybody open, and he really didn't have any choice but to pull it down and maybe try and pick something up on the run.
The last time he tried to run the ball late in the second quarter, I looked in the end zone after he was taken down. 4 Herrin receivers in the end zone. All 4 had a Carterville defender on them like that no-shell pest strip.
Yeah.
I mean, they were on them. They had nowhere to go. Now, when you get inside the 20-yard line, pass defense becomes a little bit easier in that you don't have as much field to cover. So, you know, the receivers can only go so far before they run out of bounds. But Carterville's defensive backs did a very, very good job in that first half.
One other score to update this evening at the half. Benton, who Carterville beat last week 33-6, all over the Sparta Bulldogs tonight, 35-0 at the half. Wow. But let Benton roll up some points because that'll look good come the end of the year.
Yeah, that's right.
As Carterville gets
playoff
the win
points
last week.
Are very important.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships, Ike Honda and Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of the Carterville Lions. As the officials, for some reason now, have brought both teams together. I haven't seen this in a while. At the half, they have both teams out there. It probably is about personal conduct on the field, saying, gentlemen, let's stop the foolishness.
All the captains, yep.
And the guys all shake hands, and they're going to come out and hug each other, and they're going to go, everything is all right in the world this evening.
At least till kickoff.
Yeah.
At least till the kickoff of the second half.
Yep, absolutely.
We went from friends to enemies real quick.
But it's going to be Herrin football to start the second half, and so that Carterville D is going to have to step up one more time. And I agree with you, Scott. I do think that Jason Carnes is going to go back to that offense that they had in the first half, where they just ran it between the tackles, give it to Gosha, give it to Merrill, give it to
Parks
Starkweather, and just let them pound that ball between the tackles.
And this is another area of the game where you got to be careful on special teams. The Tigers' deep back, Spell and Hartline, have very good size, very good speed. So you got to make sure that you get good coverage on these kickoffs.
Colin Ladzinski tees it up for the Carterville Lions. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Lions broadcast here on News Radio WJPF. As Ladzinski makes his move to the ball, gets his foot into it, good kick to the far side. Hits just inside the 10 and is taken at the 5. That is Chase Flowers that brings it out across the 25, out near the 30. And that is where the Herrin Tigers are going to start off. 1st and 10 here in this game.
Well, it's a good kickoff because it was to the far side, so you shorten the field. But the Carterville Lions special teams just couldn't get down there to wrap him up inside, say, the 15 or 20-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Herrin Tigers. And I have to mention this before we get out of here. Nice press box.
Yes, it is.
This is a nice place.
It is very nice. Always cool when it's hot and always hot when it's cold.
And if I hadn't eaten dinner before I came over, I understand the food was fantastic. So that's good. Jake Downing, gives it to the first man through. He's wrapped up defensively, falls forward for a gain of 1, maybe 2. They're going to say a gain of 2. It's going to bring up 2nd down for Herrin.
Yeah, one of the Lions in on the tackle, Christian Albert, one of the big defensive ends along with Luke Ford. So good job by the defensive line. Carterville Lions.
2nd down and 9. The ball rests just outside the 31-yard line. Jake Downing has a full backfield behind him. He, under center, takes the snap, gives it to the 3rd man through. And Drew Merrill was the carrier on that. He picks up 3, maybe 4 more. They set the ball at about the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 5, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers.
Let's see what the Tigers do here.
This is how they started the game.
Yeah.
Just running the ball between the tackles, right up the middle of the field, make Carterville stop it. And so we'll see how that goes as it's the 3rd man through again, and that's Merrill with the ball, and he bangs it out near the 45-yard line. Big gain there. That's enough for a 1st down for the Herrin Tigers.
Well, just a straight handoff and followed his blockers. You know, in this offense, the running back is always going to have at least 1, if not 2, lead blockers. So that's an advantage for the Tigers, but
It's a gain of 7 for Merrill on that carry. 1st down. The ball sets right on the 45-yard line. Downing at the line of scrimmage, under center, gives it to the 1st man through. He's wrapped up right there defensively by the Carterville Lion defensive line as they were trying to strip the ball out of there for the Lions. That was Cole Landon had tried to strip that out. Little to no gain, about a half a yard gain, going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for Herrin.
Yeah, once you know you've got the player stopped, if he's still up, you're going to see not only gang tackling, but you're going to see somebody come in there and try to strip that ball free.
Offense is tight around Jake Downing, man, at the powerhouse backfield as he's looking to throw, rolls left, throws it out. It's incomplete. That is off the fingertips of DJ Spell. Nice job defensively. Was that Darian Miller?
Darian Miller right there with him.
And so nice job bringing up 3rd down and 10 now for the Herrin Tigers.
Miller with good pass coverage, about the same size of DJ Spell. 2 very good athletes. And just as I mentioned earlier, guys like Darian Miller, Luke Ford have not played a big role offensively for Carterville. Neither is DJ Spell or Jacob Hartline. They're 2 big offensive weapons.
Nice job, though, by Miller on that play.
Yeah.
Big play for the Herrin offense here. 9:31 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Downing gives it to the 3rd man through. He's wrapped up defensively and brought down at about the 47, 48, maybe 49-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down for Herrin, 4th and long.
Yeah, and they're going to punt. They're going to have to punt.
It's a gain of 4, so it's going to be 4th and 6 for the Herrin Tigers, and they are set back to punt. Man, I can't see defensively, or for the Carterville Lions, who is back to receive the punt. There's the snap. Kick is away. Short kick, maybe about 25, maybe 30 yards, but they're
It takes a Herrin roll.
Does take a big Herrin roll, but Carterville is going to get the ball right here, bringing up at the 20-yard line, about the 20 here this evening, as Alex Griffin was back to take the kick for the Carterville Lions. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale now has online banking, mortgage center rather. You can check rates, apply for mortgages anytime. Go to tboc.com for more information. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval. 8:42 on the clock. Carterville has the ball at their own 17, 1st and 10. And Harley Vaughn has his offense out on the field. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening to Carterville Lions football. Vaughn takes a snap, gives it to Max Gray. And no, Vaughn actually keeps it, tries to get to the outside. Nice job defensively by the Herrin Tigers to get up and stop that. And it's going to bring up second down for the Lions.
Yeah, you can't lose yards on first down. You're going to put yourself in a big hole. And Harley Vaughn has had trouble all night when he has tried to run to the outside of getting around the edge.
So no gain, 2nd and 10 for the Lions. Vaughn's looking to throw, gets it out to Luke Ford. He drops it, hit him right in the hands. He had to jump up a little bit, hit him right in the hands, and he drops it. So it's incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Lions from the 17.
Yeah, it would have been a short gain, a gain of maybe 4 yards, so it would have brought up 3rd down. But now they have 3rd and about 13. And this is not the start Dennis Trust wanted for his offense in the 3rd quarter.
Don't know. After moving the ball so well last week, it's really kind of odd to see Carterville struggle, but it just tells you how good Herrin's defense is.
Yeah, Herrin's defense played much better tonight. Well, now we have a penalty flag on the play.
And it's not a delay of game.
Illegal procedure.
It's a procedure on Carterville, so that's going to move it back. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 18 now. 3rd and 18 on the penalty. And the ball is going to set at the 9-yard line. 3rd and 18 for Carterville. 2 receivers spread to the right, 1 to the left. As they give it to Max Gray. I don't think Herrin was expecting that. If he could get through there, he carries it out across the 20. Everybody, I think, was expecting pass on that play, and it was just the draw to Max Gray.
Yeah, Gray didn't get the first down, but he did get it out to the 21. Gives the Carterville punter a little bit more room to maneuver. But again, another 3 and out for Carterville's offense.
7:45 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. It's Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson. Carterville is going to punt and get the punt away. That was Caleb Vaughn kicking it away. The ball bounces at the 40. It's taking it about the 37. That is Jacob Hartline with the carry out to the 50-yard line midfield, and that is where Herrin is going to take over. He sidestepped the first man through, the gunner on the punt, was able to get it out to the 50-yard line, and that's where Herrin is going to take over. 7:22 showing on the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
Now, good punt, angled it to the near sideline, and Hartline just made one guy miss and was able to get about 10 yards up to midfield. Again, here we go. Carterville's defense back out on the field.
Defensively, at nose tackle for Carterville, that is Garrett Fossard, number 62. We also have Cole Landon, the right tackle. Luke Ford on the far side. It's the give to the first man through. I believe that's Starkweather with the carry. Gosha with the carry. And he actually, no gain at all. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for Herrin from the 50.
Carterville's defensive line doing a much better job getting a little bit of penetration, and Carterville's linebackers are starting to fill the gaps. They're not coming in what I would call an all-out blitz, but they're filling gaps quickly because they're expecting run.
6:51 showing on the clock. Downing under center. Full house backfield. Gives it to the first man through. He carries it out to about a gain of 1. I believe that was Starkweather with the carry. Yes, it is. A gain of 1 going to bring up third down for Herrin.
And this is where Carterville's defense wants to put Herrin in third and long. Obvious passing down. Carterville's pass defense has been very good tonight. They've done a good job of getting pressure on Downing as well. So, dare I say, another big play here by the Carterville defense.
We've said it several times already, and they've withstood the challenge as it's 3rd and 8, 6:08. The pitch, that is Gosha. He carries it to the outside, and he's brought down at about the 43-yard line. That's going to be short of a first down, going to bring up 4th down for Herrin.
Yeah, but he got enough yards that Herrin's probably going to go for it here, Dave, and that was the key. You know, I think Herrin was just, nope, they're going to punt it. I'm surprised. But I will say this, as well as Herrin's defense has played, if you can pin Carterville deep.
It's exactly right.
Basically right now, it's a field position game.
That was a gain of 5 for Gosha, but also don't rule out the fake, but he does kick it away, and it takes Carterville hop. It goes out of bounds inside the 20. They're going to mark it actually at the 15. And that's where Carterville is going to take over. So both teams with 3 and outs to go out here to start the opening of the third quarter here.
Now, Herrin's done a very good job of containing Harley Vaughn. He hasn't been able to get to the outside, with the exception of maybe 1 running play or 2. Herrin's done a good job of stopping the run. And Carterville really hasn't done much on first down. You know, if you're successful, it's what you do on first and third downs. First down has not been kind to the Lions tonight.
So it's going to be Carterville football from their own 15 with 5:25 on the clock here in the third. Vaughn gives it. Oh, he's going to keep it. Dodges a man in the backfield, fights his way forward to the original line of scrimmage. I don't think he picked up anything. If he did, it's a short gain. Going to bring up 2nd down for the Lions.
Well, we talked last week at Dennis Struss. Of course, he said probably the biggest question mark with his team is the offensive line. That's where he lost a lot of kids from last year's team. And, you know, they're basically Carterville's offensive line right now is getting it handed to them. And they've got to come up. And you don't have to give a player like Harley Vaughn or Miller much of a crease to make a big play.
Vaughn's looking to throws it across the middle. That's a nice catch by Justin Johnson, I believe, as he makes it out near the 30-yard line. They never do get him on the ground. Is that number 10? Got to give him props if it is. As that's Justin Johnson with the catch for the Lions. Nice gain, and that's going to move the chains.
Just a crossing pattern. Obviously Herrin worrying about where Darian Miller's at, where Luke Ford's at, and just snuck one underneath first down.
That was Justin Johnson on the carry. He had a touchdown last week that we didn't give a call to. I got the name wrong, as it's the give to Max Gray. Gets to the outside across the 35 out near the 40. And another penalty is being thrown right there.
That's going to be a personal foul on Herrin.
Hitting out of bounds,
yep.
I believe.
Gray was already out of bounds, and this is going to give Carterville probably their best field position of the night.
We see the penalty flag, personal foul against the Herrin Tigers, so that's going to tack an additional 15 yards. So 3 plays. That was the third play from, the fourth play on this drive, and that's going to be first down for the Carterville Lions into Herrin Tiger territory at the 45-yard line as they get it into the plus yardage of Herrin. So this is actually the best drive of Carterville in this game.
And I think this is the first time Carterville's been in Herrin territory all night.
That pass really seemed to open that up for Max Gray to get the pass to Johnson, really open it up as Vaughn takes the snap, gives it to the first man through. That is Brock Tuttle. Brock Tuttle to the right side, out to 30, the 25, down near the 30 where he's brought down. And now Carterville Lions offense is starting to roll as they have 2 big runs back-to-back here with 4:15 showing on the clock.
Well, nice job by the right side of the Carterville offensive line to give Tuttle just enough room to where he could do the rest.
Big 25-yard gain by Brock Tuttle. That's what we'll call him, big-time Brock Tuttle. As we have a flag that is thrown on the far side.
sideline
And it's
infraction.
sideline infraction against the Carterville Lions, so that's going to bring the ball back 5 yards.
No, I think it's just a warning, a sideline warning. There will be no penalty assessed on this.
So
I think
the
it was
first warning.
Yeah.
The official picks it up. So it is 4:16 on the clock. 1st and 10 for the Lions from the 20. Carterville moving from left to right. Harley Vaughn takes the snap, gives it to Brock Tuttle. He takes it off the left side, bangs it down inside the 15, 7 to the 13-yard line. Another nice carry for Carterville. Now Carterville is taking control of that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you're not seeing the orange jerseys in the backfield after the ball's being snapped. Carterville's offensive line getting a nice surge, that time on the left side.
So it's 2nd down and 4 for Carterville. The ball rests at about the 14-yard line. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Vaughn takes the snap as that is a nice defensive play defensively for the Lions. That is Tristan Wells that gets in and gets a hold of Brock Tuttle and spins him down. That's a loss for the Lions. Going to bring up 3rd down for Carterville.
Well, just when we talked so glowingly about the Carterville offensive line, somebody missed an assignment, and that hurts because Carterville had 2nd and short, and now they have 3rd and long.
That was a loss of 7 on that play as Carterville looks to the sideline. 10 seconds on the play clock. They got to get this away. Vaughn looks to throw, throws to the left, throws it down left the side. It's put up in there, it's knocked down, and there's going to be a penalty. Maybe holding is what they're saying. Is that the sign that they gave? Defensive holding?
Either that or face mask.
Or that could be a huge break for the Carterville Lions as Darian Miller's clapping his hands. So appears it's going to be on
face
Herrin.
guarding. Face guarding.
Face guarding on Herrin. Is that what they're going to say?
That's
as
what
the official comes out.
Well, they're going to
Pass
call
interference.
Yeah. I think they're calling. The one official made a motion of face guarding.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I thought he went up with him, but
yeah, it's on the far side of the field. It's hard for us to see.
That's a huge
penalty. But Carterville catches a break.
Yeah.
Herrin didn't take advantage of their break they got earlier in the game. Can Carterville take advantage of the one they just got?
So it is 3rd down. It's 3rd and 1 for the Lions from the 11-yard line. Harley Vaughn gives it to the first man through. That is Max Gray down inside the 5 where he rolls, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Carterville. 1st and goal from inside the 5.
Well, Gray and Tuttle have been running hard all night. They're finally finding some lanes to run through.
Big offensive drive. This is the 10th play of this drive for the Lions. Vaughn gives it to the first man through. That is Max Gray. Bangs down inside to about the 3-yard line, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 3 maybe for Carterville.
Carterville's had success, Dave, running the ball between the tackles. Look for Harley Vaughn to pull the old slipperoo and head off to the outside.
2nd and 4 for Carterville. The ball at the 4. 2nd and goal as Harley Vaughn has his offense. Now 3 receivers spread to the right. And it's Vaughn rolling to his left. Throws it out. That is Darian Miller. Touchdown! Carterville Lions with 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. That is a huge touchdown for the Lions.
Vaughn takes about 3 steps to his left, fires to his big target, Darian Miller, in the end zone, wide open, and the Lions have the first score of this game.
4-yard touchdown pass from Harley Vaughn to Darian Miller. Luke Ford with the touchdown reception. Thought it was number 7. My bad.
Kick no good.
Kick is pulled left by the Lions. So it's 6-0 with 2 minutes showing here in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. So the first touchdown of the night was scored with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Carterville on top 3-0 on the 4-yard touchdown pass from Harley Vaughn to Luke Ford on the kickoff. That gets the ball out to about the 21-yard line, and that's where the Herrin Tigers are going to start off. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. Over 30 years, proudly supporting Carterville Lions. Call 985-2502, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com.
And a penalty on Herrin holding, so that's going to back them up even deeper. Going back to the Carterville drive, nice drive by the Lions, also aided by a big pass interference penalty. And, of course, we misspoke. It was Luke Ford with the touchdown catch on the far side, but then the missed extra point. And if you're a Carterville fan, you got to hope that does not come back to haunt you, because every point in a game like this is crucial.
So the ball is set at the 11-yard line after the penalty. It's 1st and 10 for the Tigers with 1:52 remaining in the third quarter. As Jake Downen has two receivers to the left, one in the backfield with him. It's the give to the first man through. That is Gosha, and he's wrapped up defensively by the Carterville Lions. And I tell you what, this Lions defense now has come out like their pants are on fire.
Yeah, I misspoke again. It's Drew Merrill on the carry for the Tigers. But you're right, Dave. I mean, they're getting off the snap very well in this second half. Again, I'm sure Coach Drust and his staff made some adjustments at halftime.
Loss of 4 for the Tigers on that carry, as the ball sets now at the 8-yard line. Downen looks to throw, throws it to the far side. It's caught out there by DJ Spell. He gets out to the 15-yard line, and that's where he's brought down. So positive yards as he gets it out to the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up third down for the Tigers.
Yeah, third and long. Carterville's pass defense has played very well tonight. They're going to be asked to do it again here.
That was a gain of 7 for the Tigers. So it's third down and 7 from the 15, down and from the shotgun. Once again, two receivers to the far side as Herrin is moving right to left. It's to give to Merrill. Merrill out across the 30-yard line. One man to beat. He's gone. 50, 40, 30. One man to get to him if he can do it from the 10. But that is a huge touchdown by Drew Merrill, as it's an 85-yard touchdown run for the Herrin Tigers. And man, what a big defensive play or breakdown by the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions were expecting a pass. Third and long, you didn't expect the run. And the Tigers caught the Lions napping a little bit, and it cost them big time. So in a game where we saw no scoring in the first half, we've had 2 scores in about 50 seconds here in the third quarter.
All tied at 6 with 29 seconds showing here in the third quarter. 85-yard run by Drew Merrill. And, man, he just was able to break through right down the middle, took it to the outside, and a nice run as the kick is up. And the kick is good, so Herrin takes the lead with 29 seconds left here in the third quarter. We got ourselves a ball game. And we'll be back. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. 30 seconds here. 30 seconds, please. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Yeah, just 30 here. Bring it back after this. Welcome back to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. 29 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, as it was Drew Merrill that just popped off an 85-yard touchdown run for the Herrin Tigers to give them. The extra point was good, and that puts Herrin on top 7-6. Under 30 seconds left here. Man, what a beautiful run by Drew Merrill.
Yeah, he just broke a couple of tackles near the line of scrimmage and did the rest on his own.
Nice job getting to the outside. We have a penalty in the backfield on the kickoff as Carterville has it, brings it out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line, but there's a flag laying inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line, and it's going to be against.
I think it's against Herrin. For what, I don't know, unless it was offsides. Or maybe
Man,
Herrin,
that's a long way to make that call.
or if Herrin maybe had too many men on the field. I think that's the call. I think too many men on the field. Now, Carterville's got a decision to make.
Make him re-kick?
Re-kick or take it at the 31.
Take it at the 31. I would take it at the 31.
Yeah, I think I would too, because
25 seconds remaining here in the third as we, all the action in the ball game. I mean, there's been a lot of action, but the scoring has taken place in the last minute for, actually more than that, in the last minute and a half.
looks like Carterville's going to make him re-kick.
As too many men on the field
I never,
for the
well,
Herrin Tigers.
He never
made the official call.
Well, the official never said that Carterville declined the penalty.
No.
But obviously they did,
They
because
declined
Carterville's
it,
offense is
as
out.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for Carterville. 25 seconds left. The ball sets at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Says the
Carterville
officials
moves.
step back in. Carterville throws. Another flag.
Yeah, Carterville's just, how many times have they been called for illegal procedure tonight?
That's the 4th time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
So it's going to be 1st and 15 to start this drive. The ball sets at the 31-yard line after the penalty. And the carry is out to about the 35-yard line. Gain of about 4 for the Lions as the clock hits 10 seconds. Carterville is going to be content to let that wind down, and that is where we're going to end the third quarter. It is 7-6. The Herrin Tigers on top of your Carterville Lions. We'll be back. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. $60 seconds here, 60 seconds. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. It offers a wide variety of business and personal banking services, including checking accounts, online banking, and mobile banking. For more information, stop by the Carterville Banking Center or visit their website, tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Harley Vaughn looks to throw on the first play, gets it out to Darian Miller. He gets out to the 45-yard line, and that's out close to a first down for the Lions.
yeah, if Darian, when he catches the ball, if he goes north, he's got a first down, but he cut it back towards the middle of the field to try to find some open running room and came up about a yard short of a first down.
2nd and 1 from the 45 for the Lions, and it's 11:32 showing on the clock. The give to Brock Tuttle. He bangs out across the 46-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Carterville first down.
Not a lot of room, but enough to get a first down and keep this drive going.
So all the action scoring-wise took place in the last 2 minutes of the third quarter as Carterville.
I'm actually going to measure, but
it's not even close from where we stand.
Okay.
But it was a pass from Harley Vaughn to Luke Ford, a 4-yard touchdown pass that put Carterville up 6-0. The extra point was no good. And then Herrin comes right back on the next possession, and it was an 85-yard run by Drew Merrill that was good for a touchdown. And then as Carterville, they ruled that a first down, but it was Merrill, the 85-yard touchdown run, the extra point good. That's the difference in the game so far, 7-6.
That and the missed extra point.
Yep.
You know, that's
it all, and Carterville worked on it on the extra point this week. You gotta hit those little chip shots. They're important. So it's Carterville football. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Vaughn looks to throw. The play's whistled dead. I don't think the play officials were set. There you go. So now the ball was set, ready to go. Ref rolls the clock. 1:17 here in the fourth quarter. Harley Vaughn looks to the sideline. 2 receivers left, 2 right. In the backfield, Max Gray. Vaughn is looking to throw, looks to throw, rolls to the right, has to keep it, but he dumps it and he throws it right to the defender, and that is going to be taken for a touchdown for the Herrin Tigers.
But it's coming back because Herrin got called for pass interference.
Yes.
Pass interference on Herrin.
The play is going to come back, and did I see somebody laying on the sideline?
Yeah, penalty on Herrin. So the play is coming back.
Pass interference on the Herrin Tigers as they are bringing the ball back to the 46-yard line.
You can see the flag at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah. I didn't see who the intended receiver was, but
I didn't either.
When I saw him let go, the Herrin defender was right there, threw it right to him, and he scampered up the far sideline.
Holding on Herrin.
Defensive holding, so that's going to bring that back. A huge penalty on the Herrin Tigers here this evening. Let me tell you what, the officials have been a big part of this ball game tonight.
Whether they wanted to be or not.
Both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
But what a big break for the Carterville Lions as it's a holding penalty defensively for the Tigers, bringing back that touchdown interception run. So now the officials are going to set the ball at the 44-yard line. And it's going to be at the 39-yard line is where they set it down. So it's 1st and 10 for the Lions. Vaughn takes the snap, gives it to Max Gray off the right side across the 40, works his way down to about the 38-yard line, and that's a gain of 1 for the Lions. 2nd and 9.
Actually got about 5. The ball was not at the 39, it was at the 40. It was at the 44. The plays start at the 44.
So now the ball sets at the 39-yard line. There we go. So it was a gain of 5. 2nd down for the Lions. Harley Vaughn takes the snap. Again, gives it to Max Gray, but there was some movement on the right side of the line. I thought I saw somebody for Carterville jump. That's a big penalty against the Carterville Lions, and that's going to bring it back 5 yards.
Carterville is killing themselves with these penalties.
You know, we talked about last week, they had 8 penalties for 85 yards against Benton. Kind of a quiet 8. You know, a big one was the personal foul that was called on.
Yeah, you didn't really notice them last week because Carterville was in control of the game.
Exactly. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. The ball is at the 44-yard line. It's the give to Max Gray. Somebody gets a hand on him from behind and holds him up, and he's brought down at the 41-yard line. A gain of 3 for the Lions. 3rd down and 9.
Are the Lions in 4-down territory? Still 9.5 minutes to go in the game. But at what point do you take a chance if you don't get the first down here? A lot of it may depend on how many yards they get on 3rd down.
So 3 receivers, trips to the left. Harley Vaughn takes a snap, gives it to Max Gray. He takes it right up the middle. He fights his way down to about the 35-yard line. Did he get enough for the first down? Because that first down marker is probably about the 29.
Boy, I think he's got the.
Or the
well, they're going to say 4th down.
Rather.
I mean, he's so close. I'd ask for a measurement if I'm Drust.
So it's 4th and 1. 4th and 1 for the Lions. The ball at the 35-yard line. A 6-yard gain by Max Gray. Big play for the Carterville Lions as they're going to go for it. Harley Vaughn stands at the 40-yard line, and we have a timeout being called by Coach Dennis Drust. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll pause 30 seconds. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Just 30 here, buddy. Just 30. Can you give me some? I was going to see if you could fill them.
545-7443.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville spirit wear on West Plaza Drive, now offering in-house embroidery, proudly supporting our hometown Lions. 8:56 showing on the clock in the ball game. Herrin Tigers on top 7-6. What a great ball game this has been. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's kind of what we expected, although we expect it to be a little higher scoring.
4th and 1 for your Lions from the 35-yard line. Vaughn takes the snap, and we have another penalty, and it's going to be against the Carterville Lions.
Wow.
Another motion penalty. I think that is the 6th. I believe that may be the 6th motion penalty on Carterville in this game.
Well, that probably means Carterville's going to have to punt.
Yep, I think so as well. Wow, what a huge penalty.
I just, man, you cannot keep shooting yourself in the foot. Actually, looks like Carterville's going to stay on the field. They're going to probably go for it.
4th and 6 from the 40-yard line.
Well, they better hurry up because the play clock's down to 10.
Seconds.
They may just take a delay of game and bring in the punt team. That's my guess.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are they going to get it off? Get it off. They do. Oh, I thought they would, but no.
They got timeout.
Officials.
See,
They
to
call
me,
timeout.
if you're going to call a timeout, you can't let that much time run off the clock. If you're going to let the time run off the clock, go ahead and take a delay of game. Give your punter a little bit more room to punt the football. But the Carterville appears, Dave, that they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
We'll see. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. $30 here, Robert. 30. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Crystal's Catering and More. More than you expected, more memorable for your guests. Go online, visit crystalsgoodfood.com for more information. And remember, no event is too small or too large. Crystal's Catering will customize a menu to fit your budget and preferences. It's Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson. 8:52 remaining here in the ball game. It's a Herrin lead, 7-6. Carterville 4th and 6 as Harley Vaughn rolls to his right. Can he get to the outside? He throws it across the middle and it's picked. Oh, it hits the ground. Should have been picked off.
Yeah.
But man, what a nice play by Carterville. Nice play call, just didn't work out.
Yeah, Vaughn looks down the sideline. He has a guy wide open near the goal line, but he was not looking for him. And also, Vaughn could have probably tucked it and run for the first down.
I thought that was his best option on that. There was only one man on the outside, and we know that Vaughn's got a good move. I think that was probably his best option. But it's going to be Herrin football with 8:46 now. Can the Carterville defense step up and put a stop here and get the ball back? They have it 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, they gave Vaughn the option. Got him to the outside, run it,
They had the look. They had the look.
And he had a guy wide open down by the end zone, but didn't see him.
Jake Downen has a full house backfield. He gives it to the second man through. That is Drew Merrill. He bangs out to about the 45-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 5. 2nd down for the Tigers.
Yeah, Carterville cannot let the Tigers run a lot of time off this clock.
as Merrill takes it down to the 45-yard line. Clock continues to roll. 8:24 showing in the ball game. What an enjoyable ball game this evening. And if for the first regular season game between these two, couldn't ask for a better game. As Jake Downen is at the line of scrimmage under center, gives it to the third man through as they run the triple option out in that backfield. It's a gain of about 3.
Boy, they gave, what a spot. Nice out. That's a heck of a spot.
That's a gain of 3. We'll take that. 3rd down and 2, the ball at the 48-yard line. As Jake Downen, after talking with head coach Jason Carnes, heads back out to the huddle. 13 seconds on the play clock. They are moving left to right in the orange uniform shirts. Carterville in the white. Big play, 3rd down and 2 for the Herrin Tigers. Down and under center, takes the snap, gives it to the third man through, and he is stopped short of the first down. Oh, somebody came flying in. That was set for the Lions. I believe that may have been Luke Ford that just come banging in from that linebacker spot.
Well, it's 4th down. Tigers are going to go for it. Clock running. I mean, they're less, about a yard short. So if the Lions are going to come up with a stand, this might be the time to do it.
I don't know, but Luke Ford just laid the lumber to somebody on that carry. So a huge play here defensively for the Lions. Huge play for and there's a penalty flag that's thrown on the outside. And
it's on Herrin.
It's on Herrin, you would think. We'll see what the officials say as the ref steps out. It is a motion penalty on Herrin. Going to back him up 5 yards. Wow. Just like it was for Carterville, a huge penalty now on the Herrin Tigers at a critical time. 6:49 left here in this ball game. So that's going to bring up 4th and 6 now for the Tigers. The ball is going to be at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, just penalties have cost both teams tonight. And let's see if Carterville can take advantage of this.
Looks like they are going to kick as the punt is away, and it hits at about the inside the 30-yard line, rolls down, gets a Herrin bounce, and it's dropped dead at the 23. So Carterville has an opportunity now to take the lead on this drive. 6:38 showing on the clock, and Carterville is going to have the ball at their own 26-yard line to start things off, 1st and 10. And let's see how that Carterville offense, they've been moving the ball.
Yeah, they've done much better in the second half. Harley Vaughn's probably the most frustrated player on the Carterville offense. He just really hasn't had a lot of time.
In the 3rd quarter, Scott, Carterville had a 10-play drive, and the first drive here in the 4th was a 10-play drive as well. So they've been able to move the ball here late in this ball game. As the ref is going to come over and talk to head coach Jason Carnes at about the 33-yard line. Wonder if they're making dinner plans. Nope, wants to know what time it is. Check the clock.
Who's going to make the big play for Carterville? Who's going to be the hero?
They've been able to move the ball, and it was Brock Tuttle that came in and made a couple of big runs on their touchdown run as Carterville scored on the 4-yard pass from Harley Vaughn to Luke Ford. That was with 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd, and then Herrin comes right back and scores on an 85-yard touchdown by Merrill. It's Vaughn. It's the give as Vaughn keeps it, but I think he
slipped.
Drop it? No, he slipped as
I think
he went
slipped over there near the line of scrimmage.
At the 25-yard line, so it was a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 25 for the Carterville Lions. As Brock Tuttle checks in now for Max Gray. He goes to the far sideline.
Carterville taking too much time getting these plays off.
You're exactly right. 15 seconds showing on the play clock. 11, 10. Now Vaughn from the shotgun takes the snap, gives it to Brock Tuttle. He gets to the outside, and he's thrown down on the far sideline at about the 30, but a short gain for the Lions.
It did stop the clock with 5:50 to go, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
3rd and 8 for your Carterville Lions as the ball is marked at the 28-yard line. from the 28, third down and 8. As Vaughn rolls to his right, he's looking to throw. He's going to keep it, tucks it, gets it up in. Oh, man, what a big hit right at the 35-yard line. He had 1 yard to go for the first down, and somebody defensively for the Tigers come up and put a lick on him.
Yeah. His receivers were all over to the left side of the field and headed straight down the field. I don't know if he was going to stop and throw back against the grain, but Carterville's going to punt.
4th and 2 for the Lions as the ball sets.
Little surprise
just
here.
Inside the 35-yard line. I'm surprised as well. With 5 minutes left, end the clock rolling. Here comes the kick by the Lions. Another good kick. Oh, drives it deep, and a fair catch is called for by Herrin at the 25-yard line. So that is where they are going to start on this possession with 5 minutes even showing on the clock. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the City of Carterville, Mayor Brad Robinson, and the entire City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of the Carterville Lions. You know, coming up at the end of the game, we have to choose our player of the game, and right now I can't tell you who it would be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's still 5 minutes to go, so somebody for Carterville may come up with a big defensive stand, interception return for a pick six. Who knows?
We'll have our player of the game brought to you by Joe's Lawn Care. And then don't forget, following our game and once we sign off tonight, don't forget to go to 103.5 ESPN for Overtime with John Homan. And he'll take you throughout Southern Illinois football this evening here on a Friday night. 5 minutes on the clock. Herrin with the football from the 26-yard line as it's carried off the far side and brought down at about the 30-yard line. I didn't see who the carrier was.
Yeah, I didn't either. But again, too many yards on first down for Herrin. You know, you got to have a 3 and out here, and you give up about 5 on first down.
That is a gain of 6. Actually, it's going to bring up 2nd and 4 for the. They've got actually 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. Under 4.5 left in the game. Jake Downen taking his time, 3 seconds on the clock, takes the snap, gives it to the second man through. He bangs his way out near the 40-yard line. Man, what a hard run that was by Drew Merrill, and enough for a first down.
Yep, so clock continues to run. At some point, Carterville's going to have to use some timeouts.
I don't know that they have that many left. They've used a couple here in the second
they may only
half.
have one. I think on the board it shows they only have 1 left.
That's what I thought, that they had used 2 already. So it's 1st and 10, 4 minutes left in this ball game. Herrin now just running the clock out as Jake Downen is going to look at the play clock. 4 seconds, takes the snap, hands it off, wrapped up, just a short gain, and it's going to bring up 3rd down for the Tigers.
Gain of about 3. Clock continues to run. Be down near the 3:10 mark when this ball snapped.
2nd down and 8. The ball sets at the 42-yard line. Jake Downen, after talking with Coach Jason Carnes, heads back out. And nice pace for the Herrin Tigers to just run this clock right now as we're under 10 seconds on the play clock. Downen takes his time. Now under center, takes the snap with 1 second showing. It's the give to the third man through, and he is got enough. That is probably, that could be a ball game right there.
I think Carterville only has 1 timeout left.
What a great run by the Herrin Tigers. That was
Drew Merrill.
Drew Merrill with the carry as he carries it down and just fought his way to the Carterville 48-yard line. Enough for the first down. The clock has stopped momentarily. Now it rolls again. So,
well, it's the little things you have to do in a game, and the missed extra point is going to probably cost Carterville.
That is going to be a huge point. And I know, I was at practice this week. They worked on the extra points all week, and it's just they have to be automatic. And but that miss tonight could be costing Carterville the chance to go to overtime, at least, and have an opportunity. As the carry, no gain on the carry. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Herrin Tigers. Again, the ball at the 46, a little bit of a gain. So it's 2nd and 9. close to 2 minutes left, about 2:10. There will be 2 minutes remaining in the ball game once he takes the snap. Jake Downing under center, takes it, hands it off. That is Merrill once again. He gets out to the 42-yard line where he's brought down there. It's going to bring up third down for the Tigers.
Yeah, if the Lions get a stop on this play, they're going to call I'm sure they'll call their final timeout.
The 42-yard line. That was a gain of 4, so it's going to be third down and 5. 1:40 on the clock, and the clock continues to roll. What an entertaining ball game it's been, as all the scoring so far, the last 2 minutes of the third quarter. But Herrin was able to convert their extra point, and that's the difference in this game, 7-6 this evening, as we have timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. It's Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson. You're listening to Lions Football on News Radio WJPF. That should be all of our second half spots there, Robert. So good job, bud.
Chester still leads Hamilton County 8-0. And the final, Fairview.
Welcome back to Herrin High School. It's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. A couple of scores to update. AJ is leading their game with 1:58 left in the fourth, 22-7. Marion is up 14-7. That's the last score I had at the end of 3.
Yeah, AJ beating Murfreesboro. That is a shock.
That Murphy starting off 0-2 to start the season.
And AJ only beat Frankfort 12-6 last week.
So we have 1:26 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. It's a third down and 5. A big play defensively for the Carterville Lions as it is Downing under center, takes the snap, gives it to the first man through, and that's enough for a first down, and that's going to be the ball game right there. As that's Drew Merrill bangs his way out to the Carterville 35. That was a gain of 7, and that is going to bring up first down. And that is how you close out a football game right there.
Yep, take 3 knees, this ball game's over.
1:17 in on the clock in the game. And Drew Merrill, it's going to be interesting to see his stats this evening for tonight's game. He's had just a fine night and just a fine ball game between these two teams. And again, the first regular season game between the Carterville Lions and the Herrin Tigers is on the carry, the 1st and 10 from the 35. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 35.
If Carterville, you just hope for a miracle, a turnover.
Wow, Jason Carnes comes to the sideline and gets his Herrin fans to their feet. It's a big win. It's a nice win, especially after getting beat last week by Waterloo, having the lead going into the fourth quarter. I think there was some concern about what kind of team we have, and you can see tonight that Herrin, they fought back admirably on that 85-yard touchdown run by Drew Merrill to take the lead on the extra point. And Coach Jason Carnes, he's walking on the track. This is a pretty good moment for him. I have to give it to him here.
That's Summers, the defensive coordinator.
Oh, Summers? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see Jason Carnes. So
Jason's out there in the middle of his team, but the one thing Herrin did not do very good last week, or very well, I should say, is run the football. They only had 51 yards rushing against Waterloo, and so that was a big concern for them coming into the game. And Carterville at times last week had trouble stopping the run against Benton, but Carterville had their chances tonight in the second half, and the missed extra point is going to cause Carterville from going into overtime.
As Jake Downing takes a knee at the 38-yard line, 41 seconds. The fireworks are going off to the north, and that's how we're going to wrap things up this evening. It's going to be a 7-6 final. Herrin over Carterville. 25 seconds. I like fireworks.
Yes.
I do.
As long as they're not in my hand when they go off.
I know. On a Friday night, doing the PA for the minors.
Yeah, I was going to say, You're used to Friday night
the
fireworks.
Friday night fantastic fireworks. Hope they won tonight too, by the way. Here, it's the Herrin Tigers that are going to come away with a 7-6 win, a hard-fought 7-6 win, and well-deserved by the Herrin Tigers this evening. Congratulations to them as they push their record to 1-1. Carterville has their record fall to 1-1 on the season, but there's going to be a lot of chatter about this football game that we can get into, and we will do that coming up in moments as we have our post-game show ready for you. And don't forget, we have our star of the game that we have to present, brought to you by Joe's Lawn Care. It's all coming up. Your Carterville Lions postgame show is next on News Radio WJPF. Back in Herrin, it's Dave McKenzie with my partner Scott Hudson, where the Herrin Tigers have just defeated your Carterville Lions 7-6 on a very entertaining ball game. No scoring in the first half. It was the last 2 minutes of the third quarter where all the action took place offensively, as it was a pass from Harley Vaughn to Luke Ford, a 4-yard touchdown pass that Carterville went up 6-0. The extra point was no good, wide left. And so Carterville, with 2 minutes left, has a 6-0 lead. Then on the very next possession, Drew Moore popped an 85-yard touchdown run. They had the ball at their own 15. He took it right up the middle, cut to the outside. Carterville wasn't able to run him down. The extra point was good. That's a ball game.
That's a ball game, yeah. It boiled down to 2 plays in this game. The extra point by Carterville goes wide left. Then Herrin gets the ball back on the kickoff. Herrin was called for holding, which pushed them back deep. They did nothing on their first 2 plays. And then on 3rd and long, everybody's expecting the pass. Herrin went to a run hoping to break one, and if nothing else, at least get the ball out to where they could have decent room to punt the ball. But Merrill broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, cut back across the field towards us on the near side, and then just ran down the middle of the field for the touchdown. And that was the game. I think both teams played well at times. I think both coaches will probably look at film and say we can do a lot of things better. But take nothing away from this Carterville defense. They were the reason why Carterville even had a chance to win this game tonight with their big stops when Herrin got in the red zone the first half.
I tell you what I'm really happy about. There were some questionable calls by the officials for both teams in the first half. That kind of settled down, didn't really have any that I can remember, but right off the top of my head here in the second half, and it just came down to the plays. And, you know, like you said, it's the ability to make a play or the inability to make a play that was the difference in this game. Chase Merrill, a huge run after a huge drive by Carterville.
Right.
They moved the ball right up the field on that drive for Carterville. That was the 10th play of the 10th play drive that they scored on that 4-yard touchdown pass from Vaughn to Luke Ford. And, you know, for Herrin, they could have very well just backed off. I mean, just tired, could have not, but they didn't. They came right back, and Merrill with the nice run, and then they execute on the extra point, get the 1-point lead, and that's how the game ends.
And ironically, that's where Herrin struggled last week, was the extra points. They didn't get an extra point kickoff last week because of a bad snap. Then they went for 2 rest of the game. and that was part of the reason why they lost their game last week to Waterloo. But I'm sure Carterville players, coaching staff, fans are disappointed, but what an effort tonight by the Carterville Lions. You have to remember, next week, Les Dinas comes back. He's going to be a big help to this backfield, probably defensively as well. So a lot of good things to look forward to, and it looks like Murfreesboro, who is Carterville's opponent next week, is going to come in amazingly 0-2 on the season after having lost to Carbondale last week and apparently going to lose to AJ this week. So Murfreesboro's not going to come in a good mood. But Carterville Lions still a lot to look forward to. A lot of positives came out of this game.
I tell you what we need to do right now, and is we need to get to our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Who do you think the player of the game ought to be?
Boy, I tell you, in a game like this, low scoring, there's a lot of people that contributed to this low scoring game for both teams. But for Carterville, boy, I don't know. You have to look. Two guys offensively that stand out to me because, again, Harley Vaughn was held in check tonight. I think that's probably one reason why another reason why Carterville didn't win this game. Harley just never really got on track tonight, not any fault of his. But I like the running of Max Gray and Tuttle. I thought they got the offense going there in the third quarter that led him to the score by Ford.
I think I agree, but if you're going to give it to the Herrin Tigers tonight, you got to give it to Merrill.
Merrill,
big run
yeah,
as well,
he had the big runs. He came up with the yards when he needed them. Of course, he broke the big one for the game-winning touchdown, and then he sealed it with a nice run here late in the game.
That's your Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Contact Joe's Lawn Care. Man, they specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscaping, maintenance, spring and fall cleanups. We're going to be talking about snow removal here before long. Property maintenance, bush hogging, bush and hedge trimming, tree trimming, equipment and repair. They take care of it. Nice scene right here as both teams come together at midfield. They all take a knee. They're going to have a team prayer at the 50-yard line this evening, and you love seeing this as the cheerleaders are out there. And I know that Coach Dennis Drust is just a couple of minutes away from getting up here so we can get into our post-game show. But it is really nice to see. It's the first regular season game between these two teams, and there's a lot of respect between the two programs as well.
Yeah, there is. And this is probably just a prelude to what's coming in the next few years between these two teams. Both very good football programs. Both have some good players coming up through the ranks. And again, who's to say that these two teams won't meet again in the playoffs? That's a very real possibility if both teams obviously get to the playoffs. Both teams still have 7 weeks of football left, but this was a hard-fought game. I think both teams, kind of shot themselves in the foot with penalties, probably more so Carterville than Herrin, because Carterville just – how many illegal procedure penalties do they have? And
7, 8.
How many times have we talked about this, Dave? It's not always how many penalties you have in a game, but it's at what point in the game do they occur. And they came at the worst time for the Carterville Lions. So a hard-fought game. We saw a little bit of everything, controversial calls, big plays by both teams. 7-6 Herrin wins. Both teams 1-1 on the season.
We are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into our Banterra Bank Coaches Show, where we're going to have Dennis Drust, I believe. He's making his way up here. You're listening to Lions Football on NewsRadio WJPF. Robert, you there? Let's go on and run these out. And that way when we're done with Coach, we'll just go on and close out. Hey, great job tonight. I appreciate it. Programming, please. Did I? Oh. We'll correct that. Hey, everybody that watched on YouTube, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Hope it worked out good for you.
two more.
Back in Herrin, it's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, where the Herrin Tigers have just defeated your Carterville Lions 7-6. And for our coach's show, brought to you by Banterra, Coach Dennis Drust, that was a hard-fought ball game.
Yeah, you got to give kids credit on both sides of the ball. They came out and frustrated us offensively the first half. Coach Carnes got back in his wishbone and power and kept the ball out of our hands, and we thought he might do that, and they attacked us where we've got to get better. We got to get better, but my God, if our defense can do what they did the rest of the season, play the way they did tonight, we got a bright look down the road. But offensively, they kept the ball out of our hands, and that frustrated us. And we didn't get anything going really. I think we might have had 13 plays the whole first half, and made a couple of adjustments. But everything we thought we were doing was still there, and came out and put together a great drive, and then missed the extra point. Those are the little things. But you got to give kids on both sides credit. They battled, they fought. These kids hang out, they know each other, and what a great game for Williamson County tonight.
Yeah, Coach, I thought one of the keys in this game, Herrin's defense against Harley Vaughn. Harley really couldn't get anything going, passing the ball or running the ball to the outside. They just kind of kept everything contained.
Harley had a great week last week in his his second start of his career. He started one game for us last year and had a great game last year or last week, and he just came out. But I think they knew they had to stop Harley, and people know that's our offense goes through our quarterback, and they did a good job of bottling him up. We took advantage of some things, but we just never got any rhythm, any flow, and give their defense credit. Coach Summers has their defense credit for that. They got us out of a flow offensively, and our offense is about flow and timing and getting in that rhythm and tempo and all that, and they kept us from doing that tonight offensively.
There was a point where when Herrin started the ball game, they were just running the ball right up the gut. And we had a hard time stopping it, and there just came a point late in that second quarter where the switch came on, and the defense for the Lions just finally stepped up. And
our kids just settled in and relaxed, and like Coach Wakey told our kids at the end of the game, we'd practice something all week, and we got in another defense because of their double tight wishbone, and hadn't really worked it because they threw the ball 38 times last week, but we knew we would try to run it tonight, and but we adjusted well, we settled in, and we just started playing football. I think you get in a big game like this where the kids are 5 miles apart, know each other, and hang out, is a lot of hype, and they expended a lot of energy early, and it just settled in. Everybody settled in. It was a great ball game.
Coach, one of the things I think probably the toughest thing to do in high school football is pass defense. And I thought your pass defense tonight was excellent, especially in the red zone. When you had to have those big stops, down and was not able to throw the football because you blanketed their receivers, and he had to tuck the ball and run. And to me, that's what kept you guys in the game.
Well, Christian Albert and Luke Ford just turned it loose down there both times and got sacks and got pressure, and our man coverage was good, and we went man up down there on the goal line, and they got some quality athletes on the other side of the ball, Herrin does, and you got to give them. You got to give our defense total credit for tonight. They kept us in the game, gave the offense a chance to win it, and we just shot ourselves in the foot offensively. I thought we had a play call there where we might have scored a touchdown. We got a procedure. Max Gray's gone and busted through, but we get a penalty and 5 yards, and then we don't move the ball again. So it comes down to little things, comes down to details, and I know that's a broken record, and I say that all the time, but, boy, there was a lot of little things tonight that in this type of game that really cost us and maybe cost us a win.
What if in our pregame interview had I said to you, Coach, at the half there's going to be tied, no score?
you know, you get in big games like this, and we've played some. You know, we went to Toronto Unity one year in the second round, and both teams were very, very good offensively, and it was a 7-6 win for us. And, you know, sometimes you get, you know, two good offenses and two good teams, and it just turns into a defensive battle. And, you know, sometimes coaches, you know, it's tough to get the play call. We never had a play call rhythm tonight, and you know, and they did a good job of keeping the ball out of our hands, and our defense made big stops. They drove it, then we made the big stop. So, you know, that speaks for itself with a low-scoring game. And we really only had one effective drive all night.
I think, Coach, what you have to be excited about with this team is you've watched your defense play brilliant the first 2 weeks of the season. Yes, your offense struggled a little bit tonight, but you know what kind of weapons you have offensively. Eventually, maybe next week, you'll get Les Dinas back. So you know your defense is pretty stout. Now you get your offense going, you could have one heck of a run here this season.
And early in the year, defense is always ahead of the offense. Everybody knows that. And, you know, we struggled last week. We were inconsistent last week against Benton, but hit some big plays to put up 33 points. And, you know, we had chances for a couple of those big ones tonight, too. But we can't live on the big play. We got to live on the drive. And I thought that drive we had was pretty impressive in the third quarter there. But, you know, I heard Coach Carnes last week on his radio show talk about we got a lot of new faces out there, a lot of kids that haven't played in the varsity game. Well, I think both of our teams grew up tonight. Those kids out on that field really grew up, and like Dave mentioned early, we were struggling and on our heels, but once they got hit and got banged and got a stop and momentum just kept coming back, our defense really settled in and played great. Same thing happened offensively. You know, we got the little fire and got that drive. But, you know, our kids have got 2 weeks in. That's what I told them after the game. 2 weeks in the season, we've all grown up. Now, inexperience is not an excuse for us anymore.
So the final question for you here this evening. Next week, you open conference play against Murfreesboro at home. Where are you at in your thinking as you head into the conference play?
I can tell you more this week. We haven't really looked into Murphy. We got one more non-conference, though, before. DuQuoin will be our first conference game. Next week, Murphy's non-conference. We got them at home. You know, they had the great run last year. I'm sure they got confidence, you know, from that run last year. You know, they got some good skilled kids, and Coach Carter's got a good scheme. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense as well, and, you know, they're going to come ready to play, and you know, I don't know what they did tonight, but you know, we're 1-1 now, and we got to go out and get that second win, and got to get it quick.
Coach Dennis, Herrin Tigers a winner tonight over the Carterville Lions, 7-6. Coach, good game.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach Dennis joining us here on the post-game show, and we will have a chance to talk with him more later this week at practice. But just a hard-fought game, Scott, and Carterville goes down, scores at the 2-minute mark on the 4-yard pass from Vaughn to Luke Ford, and then it's Herrin comes back and answers, the difference being the extra point.
Yeah, extra point. And, you know, up until that touchdown run by Merrill, the Lions had not given up a big play in this game. They had not given up a big play this season. But in a close game, sometimes it's one play that determines the outcome, and that was the play. And, yeah, you got to make the extra points. You know, I think what you're looking at is probably an overtime then. So we'll see what happens, but you got to be excited about this Carterville team, because if your defense is playing this well early in the year, you know what you have on the offensive side of the ball. There are some good athletes on the offensive side of the ball for Carterville. They're going to get better, like Coach Druss said. I think the next few weeks looks very bright for this Carterville team.
My bad on that. Next week is not the opening conference game. He's right. Murphy comes into town.
That's all right.
Don't forget, come join us at Carterville High School next Saturday night, as we're going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary of the championship team, the Class 3A championship team. And I know Brett Dial has a ton of activities lined up for next Friday night. And we hope that you do come join us and watch some football. Should be a good game. The last update we had on AJ and is a final AJ over Murphy, 22-15.
Wow.
So Murphy is going to come to Carterville next Friday night, 0-2 on the season. And I did not expect that. And I don't think anybody else would say that they'd start off 0-2.
No, I thought they might start off 2-0 with Carbondale and AJ as their first two opponents. But now Murfreesboro is almost – it's hard to believe. Week 3, they're almost in a must-win situation, because if you get to 4 losses, even if you win out and have 5 wins, you know, then you play the old playoff point game, Absolutely. And that doesn't always work out in your favor. So this is a chance for Carterville to go home, celebrate the 96 team, get back on the winning side of the ledger, because the next week is the big game. DuQuoin at DuQuoin in week 4.
Been fun tonight, my friend.
Been very fun, always fun.
Good ball game. Herrin Tigers a winner tonight, 7-6 over the Carterville Lions. Next Friday night, it's Murfreesboro coming to Carterville, and we will have all the action. Pregame starts at 6:45 on NewsRadio WJPF, WJPF.com, and on our live stream. We'll have that going again next Friday night. For Robert Thies back at the studio, our producer, engineer, fantastic job. For my partner, Scott Hudson, for Coach Dennis Drust and your Carterville Lions, I'm Dave McKenzie. Thank you for listening to Lions Football on NewsRadio WJPF.